Welcome back, one and all, to another Saturday with Film Club with a little bit different. Hey, Davey Verse beat you to the chat. That's what I read that. So, yeah, Sandy. But we actually, so this week we've not got Jay. Jay is at a brother's, whatever. He didn't really explain it. He's at a golf course anyway. He's having a good
golf.
Playing a golf. He's probably at the 19th tee by now. But it was quite funny because me and Sandy said, "Oh, about Downton Abbey," and then when we went backstage, it took around about half a second to both of us go, "What should we do?" Oh, let's do Downton. Like, literally, we got our geek on really quick. It was quite amusing. Like Jay was like, "Okay, yeah, whatever." He goes, "What are you gonna do?" And we just went, Downton. So
we knew we were both going, and we were both going this week, and we were both geeking out over it. So yeah, why not?
Yes. So I watched it yesterday. You watched it
Tuesday night.
Tuesday. Yeah, it must have been Tuesday. So yeah, it's I like Downton. Now I'm gonna put it out there. If this movie is for Downton Abbey series people, let's put that. I even think the new era, wasn't it? And then the one just Downton Abbey, the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think it all leads to that you need to have seen the series at least.
You do.
Would you
You need
agree?
to understand the characters. The relationship between the characters goes way back, and you really need to get that. And there's some inside little Easter eggs too, that if you didn't see the series, you might not pick up on those. But I still think you could watch these films. You could still enjoy them without seeing the series, but it means a lot more if you've seen the series.
Yeah, I'm guessing because the series you're rating may not, we'll find out a little bit later, be higher than you would expect from if you saw the free, I'm guessing, standalone. That is different. Now I'm gonna put it out there because now this has been out a bit, and I'm gonna do this. Sorry, we're gonna spoil
it from the out. We have to spoil it.
Yeah, we have to spoil it. It's one of those I think can be spoiled, and it's gonna be there. But this is from what, 15 years ago, I think we originally got into Downton. Now I actually, and I think I've said this before, got it into the series much later, don't know why. And then me and girlfriend everybody was like, God, you'll like it. And I look, we want to watch this. I want to watch it. Let's do it. And then we got really into it, heavily into it. Now I like this originally by the look. I don't know why we got that. It's because of Gosford Park.
It's because of Julian Fellows. He is the master of costume dramas, as we call them here.
Yeah.
And absolutely, when I saw this advertised on our local public television, I watched it from day one. First episode scheduled, I was there. And I watched religiously every episode. And it hooked me in the very first episode because within minutes, you've got the sinking of the Titanic. You've got a housekeeper hiding her practicing on a typewriter because, oh my gosh, technology is not permitted in the house. And certainly you're not supposed to better yourself. You've got, obviously a grand house and the costumes and everything I love. So, and you've got the quick wit of some fantastic actors, none better than the great late Dame Maggie Smith. I was hooked. I was
Mm.
every episode every week.
Yeah. It is great because it starts off the 1912, doesn't it? So it's just before the Great War, I'm guessing.
Hmm.
And the season one ends with the declaration of war to Germany. Yeah, so we're at war with Germany. And then it carries on. But I think that first season, I think how they get I said like what again, Gosford Park does really well. What is on our list, on our wheel, divides the characters up and down, but then you're intrigued by everyone, and everybody's got a role, and the minor characters that they keep with then have a bigger, like a bigger, I'm going to call it arc. I'm guessing
An
like,
arc, they
oh yeah,
do.
they all do. And yeah, there's ups and downs, there's cries, there's moments of joy, there's moments of what just happened, what we'll get into. But I think they've got everything for the time period. Some of it, okay, you got to be there a bit more a liberal family, I suppose, with what's it, Thomas Barrows. They all know, but they don't know that he's homosexual.
Hmm.
And there's right from episode one, there it is, and they're not. They do it in a very clever way, and I think that he goes from probably a nasty character that you do not want anything to happen to your on his side
You're
cheering
on
for him
his
at the end.
side. Oh my gosh, you are
Yeah.
so on his side. And the same with, you know, you have Tom, who's
Mhm.
the car guy, the driver, who's
A socialite who turns
very
into
Irish, very socialist,
and
who
then
finds
turns into a capitalist by the end.
an absolute capitalist and someone the family can depend on.
Yeah.
He is like, he starts off as the wild, wild card around the family and turns into someone that everyone can depend on. Um, and then, you have the constant, absolute constant friction between the sisters in that first series. I think that annoyed me the most. And, there are parts, when for me, when I see something that I love like this, I just want everyone to get along and be happy. And it's the constant Mary Edith thing I could not stand. And I actually, when they were on screen together, I probably stopped paying attention because I really hated the way that they picked at each other, but more so Mary,
But then it makes
Mary's,
sense later, doesn't it? Oh, their
it does.
relationship, doesn't it? Yeah.
And
Especially
it
with
builds their
Sybil. Yeah.
relationship for sure. And there is a lot of pressure on Mary. And, kind of start off like, I don't know, for me, I started off not liking her because, she's the one who's, got to marry the important person and has to be in charge, and everyone kind of kowtows to her. But over time, you get used to her. And then the tension of the other half,
Mm.
all the servants and their little personal things going on. And it's a soap opera. It's an
It is.
absolute soap opera with beautiful settings, lovely, lovely costumes changed multiple times per day. I mean, you can get your fill
Yeah.
of
Let's go.
amazing
Let's go.
settings and costumes here.
Yeah, they even do this in a bit. Now, the Lady Grantham, I think they did it well with the casting. Like that, and I know you put like we need a fight with an American. Actually, having having
Yeah.
American lead as Lady Grantham, I think it worked well, getting it over the pond. I think it would have done well anyway, but I think that it made sense. It made sense, especially with the time period, new money. They needed money, and how they explain that he went for the money. He didn't love her, then then he fell in love. I think it's clever, and then
It's
we get.
historically accurate. These
Mhm.
great big grand estates could no longer sustain themselves. And there were these newly rich, nouveau riche in the United States who didn't have any social status. And so they had all the money, but they had no social status. The doors were closed on them. And they wanted to be part of society, whether it was in New York or New England or in Great Britain. And so marrying off the daughters, the wealthy daughters, the Vanderbilts did it, all the wealthy families did it. married off their daughters to the men with titles who had no money. It was a perfect match. They were all perfect matches, and most of the time they absolutely hated each other. But it worked for the aspirations of those families on both sides of the pond.
Yeah. Well, especially at this time, the British Empire is still at its height. Coming up soon, and yeah, it's all changing. And I like this because even from season 1 all the way to the movies, both like that, you get the change of society, and they don't spend much time within the war period as in the war. It's all about
No.
what's happening back home, and then kind of we get like coming and going, but that's it. They don't really show, I suppose, the trenches and all that.
You get
But
the
they
death
showed
of
the
one
aftermath.
character.
Yeah.
You get William,
Mm.
Daisy's the young man who just was so besotted by Daisy, Mr. Mason's son, and she didn't like him. And he comes back mortally wounded after um actually kind of putting himself in harm's way of Matthew Crawley, kind of saving Matthew, sort of in the way that Bates saved Lord Grantham. William dies, and right before he dies, he he begs Daisy to marry him. She does not want to marry him, but she
Yeah.
does. And Mr. Mason is ever grateful because now he has a daughter he never had, and she now eventually she has a father that she never had.
Yeah.
And that grows into a really cute little family as we see evolve over time.
Mhm.
That's kind of the only part of the war that we really that we really see in Downton. Um
Well, no,
and
it is Downton because, like, even the the village, I suppose you want to call it, or the little they got around. You don't see much of it. Do you see the little?
no,
You see a couple of little,
post office once in a
pub,
while,
yeah,
yeah.
that and something like that. But it's
Fun
all,
fair.
yeah, it's all about that. What we see that in this. But apart from that, no, it's all about upstairs, downstairs. That
It
is it,
really
and
is. And that's fine.
it's about the character, yeah,
And that's
and it is
okay.
because it draws you in. It's great. Now to this movie, this is the third movie. We should actually talk about the movie. Now, of course, I haven't got the rule out. I got the best clips of that. And we just got the normal cast. So we got Lord and Lady Grantham, of course, they're all in it. And then Mary, who even I think this was in the new era. If I remember, like he was kind of handing over, like she's the her and her husband Henry, they're the new they need to step up and start taking over everything.
There is. But
Um,
if I could,
yeah.
the series begins though
Mm,
with her contracted husband dies on the Titanic. And
mm.
the rules of your grand estates, and
Oh
actually I
yeah, it's
think
the
it's a good
cousin,
rule
isn't it?
to
Or
make
something.
sure they stay intact, is that, it has to go to a male heir. And so there was, just so much controversy with him having 3 daughters, and then the distant cousin dies on the Titanic. They find another distant cousin for her to marry. It works out well, and they have a boy. So
Yeah,
all is well because they have a boy now. She can, in a sense, she's inheriting it as sort of the regent, on behalf of her son,
George. Yeah.
George. Of course, they were gonna name the child George. It's so British. So that she can inherit. But boy, she doesn't have much luck with men, does she?
No, not at all. But then neither
She
I say we got the sister
Yeah.
Edith. She I can't remember when she meets her husband. Like, is it like season 4? Is it? I can't remember how late
I
it is.
think
It's not late.
so, but I'm fi
Yeah.
it's she's also had a rough time of it,
Yeah, yeah.
not because
Mm,
of really her own failings,
mm.
but because she's always been in the shadow of Mary. And not only does she find love, but socially she ranks higher than
Yes.
Mary. So at the end of the day, she gets
Well,
her
yeah,
own.
we'll find out in this movie her little drop the mic speech. I do like
Yep.
that. We'll get that. We'll get it on to that in a minute. But yeah, so I'm just gonna go through the normal, if anybody's thing. So
Yeah.
we get
Oh,
uh um Carson and forgot her name.
Mrs. Oh,
Mrs. Yeah.
brother.
Oh,
Hang on. Why
Mrs.
am I forgetting her?
Baxter. No, not Baxter. Is it
Hughes.
Baxter?
Mrs. Hughes.
Hughes. That's it. And then we kind of get um I forgot his name. Like I love his character. Oh, it's
Mosley.
gonna Mosley. That's it, Mosley.
Mosley, who
He
is
is.
super smart,
He's just
and he
like
just
so erratic. It's
doesn't
like
fit anywhere. But he finds his way as a teacher and
yeah,
a writer. And this is Baxter. This is
yeah,
the lady's
that's it.
maid
Yeah,
Baxter.
but yeah. So, but he's
He's bumbling.
aloof. Yes, he's aloof, isn't he? Let's say that he's funny. He's so like kind-hearted and just like I just want to please everyone. And that's what, like, yeah, it's good. And then you get the new husband. What you said to, and this is like the kind of the kitchen crew, but he's now in training, I suppose,
He's
since
to be the
Barrow
butler.
left. He's now the first butler, I think they call it, the first butler.
Parker.
Yes, so that's it. And then we got Miss
Daisy.
Daisy and Miss. Oh, she actually changed the name,
Patmore.
didn't she? Patmore, but no, she's not Patmore now
She's gonna
because
be
she
Mrs.
married
Mason. Yep. She's
Mason.
married to
That's it.
Mr. Mason.
Yes, and then we got the Bates, and
Oh,
she's
these
now
two.
delighted. I like these two.
I
I like
gotta
Miss
tell you,
Bates.
the only thing, because Downton was such escapism
Mm.
into this beautiful world, their 2 storylines early on were so dreadful, I actually would stop
Oh, did
watching.
you? I liked it. I liked it. I
Oh
kind of
my
liked
god.
their.
He's in
I,
jail for murder, she's in jail for murder. I couldn't.
Oh
I
no, I
couldn't.
mean before that. I think like when I think unfortunately, she's either cast too young or he's cast too old. I think that's it because if he was going to be a Batman to Lord Grayson in what they say,
What war would that have been? I'm
Boer
sorry.
War, Boer War.
Oh, okay. I'm
So
sorry. I'm
he's out. He'd
slightly
been
ignorant.
So they kind of go through to around South Africa. So I'm guessing that's 1880 to 1890, depend when they were wherever it was. But they'd seemed too
Oh,
close
yeah.
of age. So he would have been Lord Grantham. He would have been at least the Colonel. I'm guessing even if like he wouldn't have progressed,
Mhm.
maybe more. And a Batman, you're not going to get a sergeant as a Batman. So you're going to be a corporal.
Mhm.
So if he's that, so you're going to corporal, quite quick promotion to get to Batman, early 20s. And then Lord Grafe, what in season 1, he's got to be. We've got 3 kids. Let's say she had them in their
Late
20s. They're now in
40s.
their 20s. Yeah, late 40s. So yeah, there should have been at least a 15-year gap between them. But I think they just only have. I always think it's just because my military brain goes, how does it work? Just to think. But I do like these ones. I do like that. I do like
I
the arc
like
and
their
everything.
characters, I like the actors, their
Mm.
storylines early
Okay.
on and it was too close,
Mm.
first his whole dreadful thing with his ex-wife, and then when he's finally out of jail, then she has her unfortunate incident, and those are always horrible. I don't
Yeah.
like to see those kinds of incidents. And then she's off to jail, and I'm like, "Oh my god, I just want some happy." We just needed a little
You
happy.
do, but yeah, it needs to be always the vicious aspect of life is always going to be to the work. I suppose the working class is not really a middle class at the moment, really.
No.
Um,
No.
so I get it. I still like it. I still like all the characters, but now there's 3 characters. One that we saw before, and then 2 that come back. One that was in the last movie, and then one that's always been in it. And it's gonna that. So Paul Gambini,
Giamatti.
Jim.
Paul Giamatti.
Do you mean Paul Giamatti? Is
Mhm.
it? That's there you go. Yeah. So we saw him really in one of the seasons. I can't remember what it was, and he
Yep.
is Lady Grantham's brother. And he's in this movie, and we'll explain the movie, but we don't see him ever. Like he's not been in anything else. Now we go for it, but I think he's needed in this movie.
I
Um,
do too. I do
so
too, and he's kinda useless, God bless him. I love
I
him in
think the
everything.
acting ability helps. I think he's acting. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I love him in everything. He was John Adams in the world's, best
Mm.
miniseries ever, John Adams. Um,
He's
he
great in what sideways? Is it sideways?
Sideways is fantastic.
Great in that.
And his father was the commissioner of baseball in the United States during the heyday of, before the steroids era, before baseball got tainted. So
Yeah.
his father was A. Bart Giamatti. And he was a good one. He was one of the good commissioners of baseball.
Oh, good. And then so we get to Burrows, and is it Gus or Guy? Gus or Guy? It's
Guy
Guy.
Dexter.
Guy Dexter, who
Guy
is
Dexter.
the Hollywood, what we see in the last movie of A New Era. We get he is a silent movie era, and because of was it the Gambler? They are shooting
Yes.
with the help of
Mosley.
Mosley, who does the script, and that's how he gets his break into the films. That's it. But in the last era, now this is I like the last era, because in the last probably seasons, like probably season 3, you start to warm to Barrow. You hate him as before, and then when he actually kind of gets somebody, he like ain't just going to use him because that's what's happening, and he does it in such a subtle way of like, they don't both come out saying, we're both homosexual, come back with me. He does it in like we can look after each other, and I like that, and he's just like, and it's a great moment in the last movie, A New Era, and you kind of like, good on you. You actually got you kind of got your break. I do like I think his arc that is good. It's well written. It's today they wouldn't be able to do that. They would just throw it. It would be a stupid, unrelatable
over
to
the
time
top
period.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I like that all the way through. It's it's not heard of, even when there's certain things. It's like he is what do they call it? Like a tainted or troubled man. He's a troubled man or something like that. He it's very, because if I'm guessing in the United States it was still a criminal offense at this time. Definitely in the UK, so they would have definitely gone to prison.
I'm not as educated in history on that, except that I think like the writings and trial of Oscar Wilde certainly made it feel like it was more more persecuted in the UK than it was in the United States, if that makes sense. But just because there weren't those grand highlighted incidents, like there were Hollywood actors who were known, Rock Hudson being one of them. There were, but it was
not known. Let's
quiet. It was not prosecuted. So I do tend to think it was more difficult in the UK. Now, I will say, I like, Barrow was made worse by that first lady's maid.
Oh.
What was that dreadful woman's name? She was evil. She was
Oh,
downright
yes, she tried to get based
evil.
like things. What was her
And
name?
Mrs. So and so. But those two together were just awful. And then when she finally, got, I think, dished off to a family that the Granthams didn't like. O'Brien, yeah, she gets dished off to a family that they don't like, and hey, that was a perfect solution.
But was she actually in season 1? She actually, by fault, Lady Grantham has a miscarriage.
Yeah, with the soap on the
soap.
She soaps up the ground, and
because she thinks they're trying to find a new maid or whatever, like for her, for Lady Grantham, but it's not. They're trying to find a new one for Maggie Smith's like guarantee. So it's
just how evil that woman was.
She was, but she's evil from minute 1. The actress who did it, it's like the king, I suppose, in Game of Thrones. What's his name? Baratheon. Oh, we've got his name. Oh,
Baratheon?
But what's the kid's name?
Joffrey.
Joffrey, that's it.
He's the nicest kid in the world.
Yeah, but he's evil. He's like from
the
evil.
First minute.
And that is O'Brien. She's like from evil, and she's twisting Barrow around her little finger.
Yep.
And that's like, you don't like him because he hasn't got a backbone. And then her her little situation. You just what? It's great because you need that. You need that hatred and things because really upstairs, I suppose you're supposed to, by watching it at our time period, you're supposed to go, um, we shouldn't like them because they're prim and proper and they're like downcast and everybody like I forgot the she's in Game of Thrones as well, the ginger one who is
Rose
the top,
Leslie,
yeah. So yeah,
the
so
typist. Yep.
yes, they're all you can't get any further. You know, you shouldn't do, but they're all support like then Sybil is supportive and all that. So it gets there, but then Barrow's just that. But if we go back, because we're gonna go back, I'm gonna guess we can go back and forth a little bit with the series. But with this one, they start off in, I'm guessing this is supposed to be Piccadilly, Soho
Piccadilly
area.
Circus. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're going to see a show that is, what's the guy's name who's a real life guy? And I'd look him up.
Noel Coward.
No, Coward, that's it. So he's doing a play, whatever the play is, it doesn't matter. But Gus, Guy, is it Gus? Guy,
Guy Dexter.
Guy, because there's Guy and Gus. So this is where I'm getting confused. Guy is there, and it goes like it's a very thing. They go backstage, they all say hi, would you ever come back, see to Downton. And it's just linking straight away the what you saw to what is now. So they've all like they're back, Barrow's back, so they've all gone backstage to have a little bit of time, but then it quickly gets into that where that Mary's getting a little bit of attention from the press, let's say that. So she our next step is to the
Well, they're in London for the season. It's the season is on. So they're at Grantham House, which is on Cleveland Road in London, and I have marked it on my map for a visit at some point. I want to go see Grantham House. It's not called Grantham
they're
House.
going to, what's it, the first, well, they've been there for a while, but the next one up is the Royal Highness, but they call it Arthur in this, but it's Alexandra of some Fife, I think, like that. So she was again real, but she dresses, what we've seen in all the press bits, elegant. This is the shot they've all got, but when they turn up, there's of course the scandal happens. Is the lady of the house, they do mention it, but I don't think we see her again.
Lady Penelope something or other. Yeah It's just been announced in the evening times or whatever it is, the evening news, of the divorce between her and Henry. How dare she? Oh my gosh. End of the world.
That is it. Yeah, it is. It's now you cannot have a divorce. They're gonna find out very, very soon about somebody marrying a divorcee American. But at this point, it is a big no. You can't even be in the same room.
The royalty can't. That's a Church of England thing, right? That's what that's all about. Is it the church?
It must. It would have been Church of England, but I'm guessing it wouldn't. It's just snobby-ish. So I'm guessing
it is just snobby. So you'd rather be miserable to your whole life than, I guess.
I'm guessing you can't get. It's not a prim and proper thing. It's even if you'd rather. I'm guessing that maybe it's that, like, if you're that bad, you have I suppose companions. Let's say that. So you're married, but you're not in the same house. I'm guessing that happened a lot. Maybe it probably,
Yes.
You had you live in London, you live in Yorkshire, as this isn't. But we have our mistresses, and what's the mistress? What's a man mistress? Master? I don't know. What's it?
Man,
what is that?
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, mistress. That you have like a
boy toy.
I
don't know.
Boy toy. Don't know. There we go. Whatever it is. Whatever it is. Somebody can chat. Let us know.
Chat. Let us know.
Yeah, somebody's gonna be like, "What is that?" Actually, I don't know.
Your guy on the side. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
What was actually that we called?
And you go back to Mary. So Mary was, kind of reluctantly, but eventually happy with her, third
Mm.
cousin Matthew Crawley, who on the day that their son George was born decides to go freewheeling down the quote highway and
Oh, we'll
dies in a
talk
car
about
crash.
that. Yeah, yeah.
Now,
Ah!
it was quite a terrible actual, U-turn for the series because
Oh, did
the
you do what we did? What?
the
What? What
actor
just? What? What just happened?
what
What? What?
happened?
What? What?
Yeah.
What? Just because literally, it happens and then it goes stop.
Yep.
And literally next, like it's like the credits roll. And you're like, what? What's going on? I said,
Yeah,
what?
and
Yeah.
the actor just decided not to renew his contract and thought he had bigger and better things going on, and I've seen him in Night at
There
the
we go.
Museum, and that's all I've seen him in. So,
Consult.
yeah, that's what you get.
So,
Consort, that's a good word.
so your man is a consult. There we go.
That's a good word.
That is.
So then she's off to, well, and before him, actually, she has a little dalliance with a Turkish man who, dies in her bed. And
And that
then
was the quiz, the question of the day.
yeah,
And that's it. 50% got it right. So that was it. What was the scandal? This was in that threatens Lady Mary's reputation in season 1. Of course, the right
in
answer.
season 1,
Having
and then there's more scandals and more scandals around her.
with the Turkish diplomat. That also spoilers again. Who then dies of a heart attack whilst in the moment or just after the moment, doesn't he? Of
What
their
luck.
bedroom antics. Yes. So yeah, he yeah, and then there's multiple times she seems to draw unwanted attention, doesn't she?
Now let me ask you this, when your film started, did you get the recap?
No.
Did you So, Hugh Bonneville and Michelle Dockery, they do, like, a 5-minute recap of all of Downton Abbey right before the film started.
Oh no, we just went
So
straight
it
into it.
caught you up on all of that. It showed
Ah.
Mom and Anna dragging the body. It showed everything in, like, 5 minutes, the entire
Oh
Downton to
no,
catch
just
you up.
went bang.
And I was
Yeah.
wondering if they were gonna do that in
We were
in
the
your
youngest people in there by at least 20 years.
Me too.
It was
Yep,
quite
me
funny. I was
too.
like, this is great. But yeah, no, just it was straight into the movie. Nothing. Yeah.
Well, it was nice to have the recap, so for those of you on this side of the pond, hopefully you'll get the recap.
Mm.
It was nice to catch up on that with all of Mary's men, and then finally finds Henry, whoever it was.
Henry, yeah,
Henry,
who's the racing car wannabe driver.
who gets along with Tom, who's
Mhm.
become like a brother to Mary and Edith and, part of the family, and, um, they go off and create a business, and then he starts traveling and never comes back.
Mm.
So he's been
Because
gone.
we only see him in the first movie, don't we? I think we don't. He's not in a new era, so
I
because
think
I watched
so.
that
I don't
movie.
remember him
Yeah,
being in a new
no.
era.
So maybe
No.
either the actor didn't want to be into it, or they just went, "No, we're going to make sure that you're away for having to explain the next
Yeah.
moment." But yeah, but I do like in this one when Her Royal Highness is coming, you've got to hide, and they have to all of them hide underneath the
They're, like,
stairs. Like,
huddling
they're
under
like,
the stairs.
yeah, and
Even
like
Lord Grantham, he's, like, being
Lord
quiet
Granville,
under the
like, what
stairs.
is going on? And he's like, no, he's like, oh, so yeah, he's taking it, yeah, but like, at least she's like a bit gracious. She's like, no, we're I can't go to, can't be seen now, but you have to be there for appearances. It
Yep.
can't damage the name, I suppose, like that, the Grantham name. So it's that happens. But whilst that is happening, of course, then we go, the pond comes over, the American side are coming over to, because Lady Grantham, is it a mum? Is it a
Passed
mum?
away.
Yeah,
Mhm.
passed away, and she couldn't be there for the funeral, but he's coming over with his pal, and we'll speak about Gus. I mean, in a minute is Gus, isn't it? It is Gus.
Yeah,
If
it's
I say
Gus.
it's Gus. In a minute, they've come over to finalize the estate, really, and things, because Lady Grantham's money is tied up in Downton Abbey as part of the dowry, I'm guessing,
Mhm.
for the money. So all her money is in the estate. So it's in bricks and mortar, really. so he comes over and the crash. When was that crash then? Because that's
29, but
29.
so
So it wasn't the big, it wasn't the great crash because that was in the what?
no, that was
Was
29. The great
was
crash
that
here was
crash 29?
29. Yep,
29? Okay.
October 1929.
Okay. So so that's happened, and him and this fellow, Gus. Gus is coming over because he managed to take out the money and we find out to put into something else with, I can't remember what it was, some paper mill in somewhere in South
Yeah, he
America.
just happened to get the
Yeah.
money out before the crash. Now, this is where my little history, hackles get up, but no one knew the crash was coming. Didn't
Mm.
matter how smart you were. It happened precipitously, very fast, which is why it reverberated around the world. He would not have known to, quote, get the money out of the market before the crash. I suspect he didn't invest it at all.
No, yeah,
I
100%.
think
Yeah. Well, that's what
he always had the money in his clutches. And
yeah.
then it just so happened that when the market crashed, he needed an excuse to explain why he still had the money.
Mm.
So it was very fortuitous that he could convince, oh, dear brother here, who's not very smart, God bless him, that no, he was just brilliant beyond words and saved the money. That should have been the red flag that you're not, very trustworthy. The fact that you did save the money. I know that
Mm.
sounds counterintuitive, but he should have known better at that point.
But he so he's there, and I can't remember, like Harold, isn't it? I think it's Harold or Harrod. He goes off, but literally he's then has a night drinking with
Oh my God.
Mary.
Mary,
And
Mary,
was it
Mary.
what drink? Oh, was it like a proper? He
Champagne.
has no before that he gets a
Oh, an
whiskey
old
drink, doesn't he?
fashioned.
Old
He said, you
fashioned.
all
And he's
don't
like,
know how to make a
and it
proper old
yeah.
fashioned.
So we had to go downstairs and you can do that. So but then the next bit is even Bates. She comes in and leave us. She's getting a couple of too many drinks, and then they end up a little bit of a one night stand.
He survives.
Yep.
No heart attack
Yeah,
this
he
time.
survived. No heart attack for this one. But of course, could be the next scandal. So we kind of dip down now because it's more of now Gus in certain circumstances is trying to get Mary to sway with his side, is because they want to, what do they want, like sell, is it Grantham House to then invest in something else,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And I don't know if
he's
it's the horses that he's investing in. I can't remember what it is
no, because
actually.
he's there for the Gold Cup, isn't he? So they're like he's primarily also as well to make the deal and then go back. So he's trying to persuade Mary to find it a good idea. But of course, we find out later because of Tom. It's probably not, but yeah. So
Again, in the
yeah,
other film, he saves the King of
he
England.
does.
And here, I love
Yeah,
Tom. He's
yeah.
he's he's like my favorite character. He's always my favorite character. He
Well,
never
yeah, exactly.
ages either. He looks the same as he
Mm.
looked 15 years ago.
I
He
do
never
think they were going to
ages.
have him, and then all of a sudden he just pops up
There he
in
is.
about half an hour in the movie. Now I must say, until the Gold Cup, I felt that the pace of the movie was getting a bit slow.
Yeah, I
I just
agree.
felt I just like, oh, it needs to ramp up, and then it did. But it was just like, okay, I can see the pieces, but you're dragging everything a little bit more because it feels a very short movie, and I think they kind of didn't edit that bit because they needed to have more substance. Where I think you could have cut that
Mhm.
down at least another 10 minutes.
Well, you also have all the little vignettes with all the
Mm,
other characters because this
yeah,
film is trying to catch you up with Daisy and Mrs. Patmore's
yeah.
retiring and this one and that one and the what's her name, Matthew's mother, who's married to
Oh
the
yes, yeah, yeah,
doctor.
yeah.
Those two, moving and it just, and then the fun fair and then the committee and there's just so much to try to get you drawn into all the characters' stories, because there are so many characters here. You can't leave any of them out. They all have to, have their minute.
Yeah, it's funny because did they do that? So you just have oh look, they're in the movie as well, because I don't think you need to explain it if you didn't watch previously. They're just there, I think. So they
Yeah,
did like, oh,
I
here they
think it's
are, here they
fan
are, here they are, here
service,
they
a
are.
little bit of
Yeah, it
fan
is.
service.
Yeah.
Everybody has their favorites. Some are
Mhm.
cheering for Daisy and Parker, some are cheering for old Mrs. Patmore and Mr. Mason. They just, a
Mhm.
lot are cheering for Barrow. So good that we have him back.
Yeah.
Um, and
So
then we've even got a Mosley story, another goofball Mosley
yes.
storyline with him trying to meet Noel Coward.
But from this, so we've straight away, Tom isn't. He's again being the face of reason.
The
So
pragmatic
it's like
one.
that, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So
Hello,
Abe,
Abe.
this is Downton Abbey. Come on, Abe, get with it. But then we get to go to the races. So they all agree, but they can't go to the royal enclosure because of
No.
Mary. So they've got they must. So they've got Paul because they're going into they've got the tent still. So
Mhm.
they like that. So they're all there, all nice, all trimmed, all prim. I like how they all walk in on this bit.
I
Love
like
that.
that
Like,
Edith
I
is
own 'em.
happy. I like
Yeah.
that those 2, she found her happiness. I
Yeah.
really like that.
Mm, mm. But yeah, so they
And
get there. They
hats.
get so they're gonna have a hat, haven't you? That's it. So, but they just they see the races, and then I think it's at one point Tom goes off to make a bet, or he gets from out of nowhere somebody who he believed was in America now is back, and then he tells him the story about Gus, who we then quickly find from this little very short um, meeting that he's a swindler.
It's a
He's a
huge
con,
con man. Yep.
he's a con artist. He's a trickster. He managed to get out of going to prison on a technicality, but he's been swindling everybody now. Of course, Lady Grantham's brother is run out of money, so next let's go to the source. So that's it. But Tom then tells Edith, and then Edith gives a great
Oh,
drop the
she's awesome.
her little speech of like, no, you don't say anything, you listen to me, and but she plays it really coy, and then just to drop the mic. It's quite good. It's
Because he thinks he's gonna blackmail her.
Yeah.
But oh my God, at this point, what
Mm,
what scandal can hurt Lady Mary? I mean,
yeah.
nothing. Everything's gonna bounce off her, and the entire family is gonna be behind her. And I
Mm,
love that. I totally love that. So there's Edith sticking up for her sister, who, frankly, in some, if we look back historically, maybe doesn't deserve it, but Edith's gonna take the high road and do what's right for the family.
mm. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, what can you do? Like, she's told me all about it. Yeah. And then it's even so, but I know people in society, and then if you even dare literally cross the road, isn't it? Like literally you're a goner. I do like that. So like, yeah. So that's kind of the end of Gus. We get back, and then of course everybody that they kind of find out this is what's happening. So yeah. What's it? Harold? How many is Harold? Harold? Is it Harold? I'm gonna have to look his name up.
Oh, Edith's husband?
Paul's.
I forget.
No. Lady Grantham's brother, Paul.
Oh,
Um,
oh, brother.
uh,
Harry?
no,
Is it Harry?
Harry. Maybe they call him just Harry. But yeah, it's he's like, oh, I didn't realize. It's So it's
Yeah, Harry.
yeah,
Harry.
it's a Harry. Yeah,
Mhm.
but yeah, he's again goes into kind of, you can tell he's not the sharpest tool in the box.
No,
Yeah,
God
so
bless him.
yeah, even when round dinner tables, everybody's like that when they're trying to explain, well, we lost the money because of you, and we kind of needed the money for Downton, otherwise we're gonna we could lose it all. That's it. And then it's where then Lord Grantham is kind of where you get why they're saying goodbye to Lord Grantham, not to Downton Abbey, and I'll speak to you like that later. But he's holding on because he doesn't think with all the stuff that's going on with Mary, she can figure out a way how to, save everything as it is. He doesn't want to change. It's this movie again is all about what is coming, what they, the new money, the new way of life. It can't always be where it is. There's
And
even
just
one.
letting go in general,
Yeah.
getting older, he's not
Yeah.
good with letting go and
And,
change.
yeah, and I think it's even Edith were like, "Oh, we should cook for ourselves," and even Mary's like, "No, we don't do that."
Let's not get rash. No. Yeah.
Yeah, so Lord Grantham is a bit pissed off with mostly just because another American's done it to him, and I think you said like, why we always argue with Americans or something. That's it. But whilst we got this, we've got a side story about the Yorkshire state. I'm guessing Yorkshire. What do they call it? Just the fair, isn't it?
County
Just
fair, whatever the
county
show, the
fair.
farm show,
Yeah,
whatever you guys call it over there. We would
yeah.
call it the we would have like at the county fair, we would give prizes for, livestock and, the chickens and the pigs and the best ear of corn and all that good stuff.
Yeah, but yeah, it's we have in Yorkshire with no people from Yorkshire with a Yorkshire accent.
Not at all.
Not
No.
at all. No, but I like that. Then we get this. I completely made it. He is the chairman of the committee, and of
What
course,
a toffee-nosed git. Did I use that correctly?
that would be roughly right. But then we get Matthew's mum, who is now co-chairman, who wants to get not new blood, because she just gets Daisy and
Carson.
Carson
Yeah.
involved. But of course you can't do that. And I like it because even when we have the fairs in the series, they all went to Maggie Smith.
Yeah.
The posh always win. But he's against all the changes, even to having the fun fair. It's.
Oh, he doesn't even want to have things for kids. Yeah, we don't need any. We
No,
don't even
not
need a
even
lost
lost and found. Yeah,
the lost children's area. No, we don't need that. Why would we need that?
But it's good. We get that, and then of course we get everybody. It works out, and then it's a steal of the show and like that. So we get
It's
now
awesome.
that's George on things. Now I can't remember daughter's name.
I don't remember either.
Is it Sybil? Is it they call her Sybil?
No, Sybil is Tom's daughter. They
Tom's
named
daughter,
her
yeah.
after. They named her Sibby. I don't
Sibby,
remember the
yeah.
girl's name, but that's her and Henry or Henry's daughter.
Yeah.
And
then
George
we go
is her
on.
and Matthew's son.
But is it? Yeah. But this is just a little playful thing. Again, it's to show Mary kind of taking over us slightly, but having the controversy around her because of being divorced. But they were just having a little bit of fun. It's quite fun, things. And then when we they're giving out the awards, we have the award for the hero. Is it Heroes Award or something?
The hero of the village, and it's Mr. Mason. Yay!
Yeah, so Mr. Mason comes out. He's retiring as a farmer. So he's going to go away and then leave it to Daisy. Is it William? No, not William. It's Daisy and Andrew. Andrew Parker.
Andrew Parker. Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. So but it's more again. It's Mary gets taken up there to what is not the proper thing to do, to give the award away, but everybody gives it but then Mason gives a good speech to we're here for you, and it's I guess, and it's supposed to probably not right historically to show that the normal folk, I suppose, I don't care about that you're divorced.
The commoners.
The commoners, yeah. That probably there's still people would have been still.
They would be
full of themselves, yeah. I can take that, but so it's a little bit of fun. They're all kind of saying their goodbye, but
maybe even more so. I was going to say maybe even more so offended because the common people don't have the luxury of being able to be divorced, even if they are miserable. They're stuck with each other. So, yeah, that was Probably not historically correct, but good on him. It was a good
Yeah,
scene.
yeah. But whilst this is all happening, we've kind of skipped over. Is there was no, was it Lady Grantham was trying to arrange a dinner to get everybody's spirits up, and then
Yes.
the the class of the villagers, but it can't be. There must be the surrounding areas
Yeah.
have all rejected
The other
because of
estates.
Mary. Yeah, the other estates.
Yeah.
So they take a little ploy of, because we're going to get Noel Coward there, that they get the Bates and a couple other ones to kind of tell the help of them places that he is coming.
Get the word around town. Yep.
Yeah. So then they all phone up. Oh, yes, we were a bit brash. We are free now, or whatever. It's just to meet this Hollywood director, playwright, who,
Yeah, writer.
yeah. So yeah, he's a thing. I didn't realize I had to look him up. I didn't realize he was a real person.
Oh yeah.
I did actually know when they played on it later, when he
Uh-huh.
announces with the actual movie, Private
Yep.
Life.
I called it. As
Yeah,
soon
and I
as
was like,
I saw
I
him
was like
kind
that.
of being interested in her story, I was like, this
Yeah,
is where they're gonna say Private Lives came from.
yeah.
I know
So
it, and I knew it. Yeah.
yeah, so that's what is that, nine? Is it? That's got to be 19. That's got to be 1931, 32, maybe. Black. That's so anybody who's
Before the
seen it,
war.
that's yeah,
Yeah.
before just yeah. Yeah, it's got to be, yeah, I'd say 32, maybe. So yeah, I was like, I know that movie, and then it kind of was like, oh, I didn't associate that. I just thought he was a
Mm-hmm.
fictional. Then I kind of, as you do, have a look up about him. But yeah, so he gets everybody together. Edith has kind of arranged it as well that he would be there with Guy, and Barrow's coming as well. So they kind of have, this is where like Edith and Mary kind of a little bit of a moment of sisters, is like where it started off in the season that Mary was the one to be, looked up at, because she was the eldest, and she was going to be the one to, I suppose, to be married correctly to get the lineage going forward. But it's actually, then it turns out the person who's now the prima proper, who's in high society and has a pool, I think, is Edith.
She
So
outranks them. She outranks them all. She
yeah,
outranks her father because
mm,
she's a baroness,
yeah,
marchioness, whatever she is. She's up one from the rest of
mm,
them.
mm. But yeah, so it's good. I liked it, their things, but everybody's enjoying it, and then of course we get then the get together, the dinner, and this is where I say there is like the story is so subtle, because we had getting rid of the crook, going
Gus.
into things in the Gus. Harry's gone. He goes very quickly after, like, doesn't he? He's not really in it that much, but his acting ability is good enough to, like, he was needed. So, but into this, we get into the kind of the dinner of the upper class, and then Guy here asks Mary, or Mary asks, I think it was Mary,
I think
comes
they
out.
were just in conversation about,
Yeah,
not William. Thomas is your
mm,
assistant, not your
yeah.
servant, and shouldn't he
Would
be
you
with
like?
you? And
Yeah, for the drinks.
she
Yeah,
says
so
yes.
yeah, it's like that, and it's
They're all
and I like this bit, because this is a bit where you have laughs and giggles, you have some sides, but when they go down and like that, and then they go down, then of course Noel goes. He wants to go down to see their reaction.
yes. Isn't that
Yeah,
precious? That's like he's just to
they're
see
like,
the reaction of
they're
these
like
prim and
go.
proper people.
Yeah, but even Barrow's like upstairs, like that. Yeah, the downstairs is not allowed to go upstairs. But even at the beginning, when he actually goes to the place, he's like, they go to walk in the front door, and he's like, no, I need to go into the kitchens. I'll go for that. And then they go, oh, we'll come into the kitchens with you. But yeah, it's
Now, Mr. Carson here is not supposed to be here. He was also not supposed to be here in the last movie because he retired in the first movie, but he keeps
it keeps on
coming
coming back.
back.
Well,
He
in
can't
like
let go.
at the end, they kind of like, he's got like outside Alzheimer's, the dementia, don't
I
they?
was
They
wondering,
kind of
yeah, Parkinson's,
yeah,
something to that
some of
effect,
yeah,
and whatever it is under control at some
mm,
point here.
yeah,
Um, and that's why Barrow had taken over at the end of the first film, and then in the second film, it was Parker who's kind of starting to step in, and he's now going to take over. But yeah, Mr. Carson never goes away. You can never
yeah.
get rid of Carson.
It's even like, oh, you're using the wrong cutlery or something, or the wrong bowl. It's like, no, it's all in
You're
hand.
using the Sev instead of the Meissen,
Yeah.
and the Sev is a softer paste. And well, the Lady Grantham asked for the Sev, so you go with the Sev. I love china and porcelain, so I know all about my Sev and my Meissen. Um, and actually, and what was on the table was 100% definitely Sev. It's definitely there's a look to it, so I was really looking to see if it really was, and it was. So I was happy to see that. This is all very Gosford. We talk about Julian Fellows.
Yeah.
th- th- this is him. This is him, not just the costumes, not just the etiquette, but the setting of the table, the serving of the food, the drinks. That is all Julian Fellows,
Mm,
and I'm all for all of it. I mean, I think that's
yeah.
what people who like these costume dramas get drawn in, because every detail is meticulously obsessed over, and I absolutely love it.
Mm. It is. It's like, just like when Carson comes in, like in the previous, they all stand up, or anybody,
Yeah.
like they all stand up. Yeah, it's that little thing. But yeah, every knife and fork, every set, it's even how they must have had some good training, like even like in Gosford and this, um, to just do the serving is how you present the
Yeah.
food. You don't lean over, you
No.
present the food, like
Are you
that. So it's
polishing that silver with soap and water? You're not using that dreadful paste, are you?
oh yeah.
I do use the paste, but I hate silver. I absolutely loathe silver. I can't stand it. The only thing I have in front of me right now, I have my silver. Like you can hear my silver letter opener. It's the only piece of silver I own, and I have to
I thought you
polish
were gonna
it
say like
constantly.
goblet filled with gin or something.
No, no, just the letter opener. I was tapping on my goblet of gin. There's no silver allowed in this house. I can't stand it. I have that sensitivity where, you know how some people say, "Oh, this metal smells like metal." It's actually individuals have a high sensitivity to the smell of. I have that metallic. I can smell metal
Oh.
and I can smell silver and I can't stand it. So,
Mm.
so I'm all for keeping it locked in the cupboard and never coming out of the cupboard there. But
Never
I
having a
like how
pocket.
Carson is just so he can't let go. This is his
No.
life. This is his life.
Mm. They've not made, I say, the whatever Alzheimer's or whatever it is, more prominent, because I
No.
thought it would have been clever that he kept him forgetting that he doesn't work there.
Oh, that would have been,
Mm.
but
And they didn't want to
no.
make so, but they didn't want that story to interrupt. I guess in the uh kind of Mary getting going up in the world, I suppose you want to call it.
And people coming to him for advice because
Yeah.
they still go to him. He
Mm,
is, as you find over the whole series, he's incredibly protective of Mary. Like
mm,
he has always, always been very protective of Mary. Kind of like later in this series, you see Barrow being very protective of the children. And I think there's some kind of incident, he rescues them or whatever.
yeah.
But you kind of see that he's, he's very protective of the family, and that's why he's there. It's not just part of him being maybe bored at home, but he he considers them his family and he's responsible for them. The
Mm.
rest of the servants, however, want him to get the heck out of there and leave him alone.
But in the one, they're just like, they're polite, aren't they? It's just like, look, you've had your time. But it's even like with Daisy, like it's her first service, but like well, Mrs.
Mrs.
Mason, I don't know,
Patmore,
Pat Moore
Mason.
to Mrs. Mason, is yeah, she's like I'm excited but worried, but I'm happy but sad, and that's like the way to go, because you've got to go like back to season 1 when we first meet Daisy, and then she's got problems with her eyes. She's you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. Like she's always having a go at her, but Daisy's like very, very like she's just a nice girl, isn't she? She
She
knows how to
is.
cook, and she's a nice girl. That's the politest the time. She knows her position. She knows where her life is, like that. She makes mistakes because she's a bit naive, but she's just like a nice, likable character. So yeah, with her and then the cook, I suppose, leaving. Uh, yeah, it's just nice. And then really the house has been kind of left to Mrs. Hughes, really, who's
Hmm.
kind of that her and Carson are now living off off site, I suppose you want to call it, after Downton. But like, yeah,
One of the
she's
cottages,
yeah,
one of the cottages on the estate.
yeah, but she's like she's always been kind of positive, and now she's kind of like to Parker, you know, don't worry, like that, breathe it in, like, and she's just, it's everybody's there, like, and the baits are still there, so it's things. But even there's a point like in the movie where they probably won't get another first or second footman, that
Right.
this is where on this where we have
They're
Maudsley.
reducing
uh,
staff still.
yeah, what we did, we kind of skipped over Maudsley, where because he's a screenwriter, and he is now wanting to meet Noel Coward,
Coward.
to kind of just, we're both screenwriters, and look what I did, like under the Gambler. So he, of course, he can't go upstairs to meet him because that's not against protocol, but he can come back as a footman, and I like it because even when Guy meets him, he goes, "Oh, we like, yeah, I was the, gambler." He's like, "Oh, you're back as a footman. Sorry, old chap. It happens, Hollywood."
Not go
He's
the
like,
way he
yeah,
wanted it
but
to go, but he
but
remembered the others. He
mm,
so Guy Dexter remembered Daisy and
yeah,
remembered Anna, and, because they all served as, extras in the
yeah,
film when the lead was replaced and some of them, kinda revolted because the film that okay, going back to the prior movie, the film was a talkie,
mm,
and when the film went from a silent film to a talkie, the starlet had a terrible voice. And so while she had been this really successful actress in silent films, there was no way she was going to be able to work in a talking film. And so Mary actually voiced the lead. Mosley had to rewrite the script, and everyone else had to serve as extras. And so Guy Dexter, he recognizes the others, but doesn't recognize Mosley, who actually helped to rewrite the script. So poor guy. He's just
yeah.
fumbling and bumbling.
Yeah, was it? Ow, like, I don't know what accent she was trying to do. Like, it was like a really just like, I'm gonna have to be really like the blonde girl. I can't remember.
That
I
was
can't,
hideous.
like just I'm gonna be as common as I can. Like that. And then it was Lady Grantham goes, tries to do an American accent, and then she just goes at the end, doesn't she? Goes into like this really weird American accent. But it's good. It's fun. But yeah, he goes up there. He does actually finally meet Noel coming back down, doesn't he? So he when he comes
Yeah,
back
I think when he
down,
comes back
yeah,
downstairs. Mhm.
yeah. So they have a little song, sing a song about I can't be like posh girl or something like that, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
like posh old like that. So it's kind of taking
poor little
kind of
rich
taking them,
girl
yeah,
kind of thing. Rich
that,
girl. She's a rich girl, you know. I
yeah,
I'm going into the Hall& and Oates song now. That's
yeah.
not that one. It's this poor little rich girl song.
But that, yeah, they all have a little bit of a thing, and of course, yeah, uh, Barrows is up there, and even Lord Graham's like, what's going on? With times are changing, and I think I put a quote up as like that, but they previously do, don't they? Like, instead of like was it a few months getting to South Africa, we can do it in a week or something like that, isn't it? So the times are changing, the
Yep.
world's getting smaller, and yeah, so
I think
it's all
that's
that.
another Tom
Mm,
speech. I think that
yeah,
was Tom saying that too,
mm,
because he's always been about being progressive and
mm,
changing with the times. Now,
yeah.
another thing
We
that's
all we
happening,
all speak different to each other, and we all dress different now. So yeah.
yeah,
Mm,
something else that's happening is um, they are clearing out the Dower House
yeah.
where Violet lived. And so that's kind of happening in the background, but that's, her things are
Mm,
being put away, and they got to do something with the house. And that's kind of in the background here. And everybody's like, everything's kind of sewn up. Everything's happy. This is all just
Mm,
so happy and it's good. But there's still a decision to make about the future of the estate because
yeah.
the cottages and um the workmen's houses need to be renovated and there's just so much to do.
Mm,
And they've got to gently convince um Lord Grantham that maybe it's time to sell basically what all they have left is their great big huge London home, which is also happening. This is historically correct. So, you know, the story of the large estates trying to be maintained intact, having to marry rich American women, but those multiple homes, those homes in London and here in the United States, those multiple homes in different East Coast cities had to start being sold.
mm,
And in the United States, if you know my travels on weekends, in the United States, many of those in the Washington, D.C. area turned into embassies. The foreign governments came in and purchased these beautiful Gilded Age mansions because after the Great Depression, the families that owned them couldn't afford to have their second, third, or fourth home in Washington, D.C. These were families from upstate New York or Pennsylvania. These were the Rockefellers and the Carnegies and the Vanderbilts. So they were giving up their multitudes of mansions and they really wanted to keep their Newport mansions, but they decided to get rid of their Washington, D.C. mansions. And so the foreign governments from around the world were starting to value their relationships with the United States government and they moved in to those mansions. The same thing happened to on a smaller scale in London because you'll find some of these grand old, what used to be family mansions, either turned into private clubs like the men's clubs or the professional clubs, or some of them are embassies. So, sorry, go down a little architectural path there, but this is all historically accurate and happened to many families, not just in London, but in the United States as well. This is a tough time for rich people.
The only embassy well, not an embassy. It's like what's the next one down? It's not an embassy. It's like wherever they kind of have their like
Consulate.
party. Yeah, consulate. There's one in Swiss Cottage got kind of had to stop. It was the North Korean one, and they just changed it in for for prostitutes. Let's just
Oh,
be like women of the
okay.
night. Like, that's it. And
Okay.
yes, there was a big hoo-ha like that because yeah, they the women were starting to steal the rich people's credit cards and cloning them. And then
Oh my
yeah, they were
gosh.
yeah, so that was a big yeah. That was a big thing. That was like well, uh, over 20 years, 25 years ago. That was yeah, that was quite funny.
Kind
They'd
of
be
the
like, oh
big
yeah.
concentration of the ones that used to be either royal or wealthy residences in London, right adjacent to Kensington Palace on
Mm,
Kensington Palace Garden Road, um, is like the embassy. I think there's Israel, Sweden, Finland, Russia. There's a whole bunch of them. And that's the only area you cannot photograph
mm,
because it's too close to Kensington Palace and they were all owned by wealthy families and that stretch of embassies moved in. And on my last trip to London as I'm trying to film, I was very politely told that there's no photographing in this area. Everywhere where else I could do it, but not there. But they're gorgeous. They're absolutely amazing buildings and it's good that either the private members clubs or the embassies moved in because if they didn't, a lot of these magnificent homes would not exist today. So it's a great story of historic preservation in
mm.
different cities around the world. And I'm gonna visit Grantham House. I've got it on my list
There
of
you go.
places
There
to
we go.
visit.
Whereabouts is
Gotta try
that
it.
then?
What's that?
Whereabouts is it in
It's
London?
on Cleveland Row
Okay, no
in,
Cleveland.
like,
Yeah,
Belgravia, I
yeah.
think. So, yeah,
Mm,
I'll have to look at I
okay.
just went on a website and said, "Was this really filmed in London?" And yes, it was filmed
Yeah. But yeah,
at
so this is where we're kind of wrapping up, but this is where that Mary has got a flat. Let's go for a London flat, even though it's a bloody nice London flat.
so some of these
Um,
big homes were divided into
yeah.
flats, and so you got the prestige address
Mm,
of some of these magnificent London homes, but it was divided into flats. And conversely, some of the large estates actually went that way. So some families who decided to give up their country estates to move into the city full time, they divided up those country homes into flats. And there's actually an episode of Are You Being Served? Not Are You Being Served? I'm sorry. Keeping Up Appearances, where Hyacinth Bouquet rents out a teeny tiny little tiny room, just so that she can have an address in a country estate. And yes, I love my little British Britcoms. I do.
But I do like Lord Grantham. Where do I go upstairs? You don't. You just go
There's no
through. We're like, no, there's no one like, where do I go upstairs for bed? No, you just go through. And he's
You
like,
go through.
what? And he's like, what? It's
Or
quite.
what's
It's
that
quite good.
noise? Oh, those are our neighbors above us. And he's like,
Yeah.
quizzical look on his
Yeah,
face.
and everybody's like, there's people above us, and what
There's
about
people.
below? Yes, there's
Yeah,
families.
probably.
Yeah,
Probably. Hey, Tim, how are you, Timothy?
yeah. But yeah, I do. It's quite an amusement. But then he kind of realizes she's kind of right. Like the London scene isn't happening. They have like a previously is it Lady Penelope?
Penelope
Whatever.
is
Yeah,
Penelope.
that she will not do their house. They've kind of hosted the big gala or whatever you want to call it every year, and this time it's kind of it's time to kind of let go that they can't do it by themselves, and everybody's downgraded, and he kind of realized it, and this is the point where Mary's kind of right that they should now get. He even says to the estate agents, we'll take it if you can get rid of Grantham House. What's of course is easily done, and they sell it quite quick. But this is now a aforesaid of Lady and Lord Grantham are going to take the Countess Dowager's old
They are. And, Cora, Lady Grantham, didn't think that he would. Hoped that he would, and she had all of her things unpacked, all of Violet's things unpacked, hoping that Lord Grantham would want to move in. And he does. And this way, Mary is large and in charge in the big house. They're in the dower house, just a walk away. They can just walk there. They're close by. Edith is just a car ride away. Tom and Sibby are just a car ride away. Everybody has a nice little happy ending. It's all good. It's all just happy.
Well, that's it. You have like the goodbye to Lord and Lady Grantham, I suppose, like that. But they're not goodbye. It's goodbye to Downton, as they are not the people who are running the reins, I suppose you want to call it.
Yeah, they're handing it over.
Yeah, they're handing it over. And then whilst we get that, and I was a bit sobby, is you have then
I was too.
Mary goes into the main the hallway, kind of comes in. There's a big light comes
Great
down.
room. Is that the great room?
I don't know. Yeah. Then it's like a literally a reminiscent. You get she looks in, and then she just starts to remember the past, and then we see Matthew. And this is spoilers for anybody again who hasn't seen the series. This is her first husband, I suppose, like that. What took their time getting together, and he dies in a tragic car accident. And it's just like they're dancing, their kind of romantic moments. They get together, and then even that, then it fades, and we get to see kind of the past. Everybody looking a bit like, I don't know if it must have been stock footage. Some of it must have been. I don't think it was.
I hope to goodness it wasn't computer. The one stumble of this film, I think, was the scene with Violet in this shot.
Okay.
I really did not like. They could have picked a million bits
that's
of
why I
footage.
think it was stock. That's why I think it was stock. I think it was
didn't
something
look
they just
like her, though. It wasn't her best. Let me put it. I like what they did with Sybil. Sybil was kind of walking off in a distance and turns back.
Yeah, so we get Sybil just kind of she's very subtle, but she's only season 2?
She's only season 1.
Season 1, is it? Season 1?
Yeah.
Season, yeah. So so she has a little backward glance, really. That's it. And then of course we see the amazing Maggie Smith like that, and then they kind of do it like that. She walks through kind of like the crowd, and that's why I think
Yeah.
like, was it CGI? Was it the first season because she looked younger, and then they
Something
just
looked a little off, and maybe it was just me. Maybe I was being
yeah.
extra
I didn't
picky.
really see that. I just thought, oh, that yeah, yeah, just like maybe it's just stock. It just wasn't filmed right. I think so. That's why I thought it was stock. If it was, if I've, it wasn't that. If some of it felt like it was stock footage and then plastered onto something.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So
like
maybe that's what it.
blended
But that, yeah,
together.
yes. But then they kind of it goes up, and then they show the portrait, and then it just in loving memory of Maggie Smith. I thought that
Oh,
was great. I
that's
just
of course that got me. Of course that
yeah.
got me
Mm,
because even though she she was just the grounding foundation of the show.
mm.
She had all the best lines, obviously. Um,
What's a weekend? I was like, what's a
what
weekend?
is a weekend? Or she sits in a chair with wheels on it, and they get into an argument about an American, inventing it. Well, Thomas Jefferson had a chair with wheels. Well, why must we start, every day with a fight with an American? And then the constant, like, little digs at technology. There was some quote about, first electricity, then the telephone. What torture is this? Because the sound of the telephone made her crazy. She could not stand the ringing of the telephone. Um, this is just a good feel good. Everybody's happy. I don't think this is the end. We haven't even gotten to the war yet. We
No,
need
no.
more. We need
I,
more.
I think that let's talk about that in a minute. The back. Let's go for as we do with Film Club. Sandy scores. Let's go for some scores
I was
because I
looking
think you got. I'm going to do it in two parts. I think.
Okay, good. I was looking forward to this film. I had high expectations and it met all my expectations. What I didn't want to see wasn't there. I did not want to see some convoluted, strange storyline. I didn't want to see a lot of tension. Even the big story thread with, not having money and, the brother losing, being conned by Gus. It it wasn't that irksome kind of tension, right? I just wanted to go and feel good about characters that I have known now, as you're telling me, for 15 years, and characters there's not one person in the current cast that I don't like. O'Brien is gone. Some of the other nasties are gone. I like them all, and I'm happy for them all, and I cheer for them. I cheer for this entire family, and I cheer for all the servants. I think the film did exactly what it needed to do. Was it groundbreaking? No. Was this a, highly complex, well executed story? Not that complex. I gave it a 6.5. That's a good score. It's a really good score. I give huge kudos to Julian Fellows for providing this kind of entertainment for us. We need this kind of entertainment. I did find a few things that were too similar. For example, to Gosford Park, the whole storyline, and it actually started in the prior film, but the storyline with the Hollywood,
Mm.
um, filmmaker, that was his Gosford Park storyline. And then that storyline also involving characters who were gay was also that storyline. Good storyline, but ripped straight from Gosford Park. But I'm really, really happy with the film. I will add it to my collection when it comes out on DVD because I have them all on DVD. But I'm really looking forward to the next. There has to be some kind of continuation, and I'm all for it. James, what do you think?
I adored it. I did. I thought the first bit was a bit slow, and I must say, like the first 30, I was like, but I still liked it, and I was like, oh, what's going on? But when they got rid of the Gus character, and like they got like past kind of the whole, I really enjoyed it. It is very it is not like you go by some. Is it fan service? It's not fan service, but I think I said that it is not a standalone movie. I think you need to like if you you watched this and didn't know what Downton Abbey is, I think you might be a bit lost.
Yeah.
I think they said it. I think not having a major drama worked for this movie because of the previous one where they kind of not kill off, but like Maggie Smith's character passes away in a New Era movie. I think it sets up again. I think you're right. It does set up another what's next
The
because
next generation.
because
Yeah.
it's saying goodbye, but it's not saying goodbye to Downton Abbey. They don't lose anything. They kind of work it all out. It's saying goodbye to Lord and Lady Grantham, who are going to be kind of pushed aside. It's like the next generation. Let's kind of
Hmm.
put like this Star Trek.
Downton Abbey, TNG. Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of had it. I had the giggles. I had your sighs. You had your really fun, like smiley moments. You had your heart. Oh, and you had your little bit of a tear in your eye moments for this movie. It does everything that you would expect a Downton Abbey love for that show and for the movies does. I think it's things. I give it a 7
Hmm.
because I adored it. Now, if I have to go back for a movie wise, I'd probably give it a 5. I would.
Yeah.
I think for Straight Things 5. I think it's more like that. It Paul
Giamatti.
Giamatti is needed in it because they lost Maggie Smith. They needed
Yeah.
like a class actor because everybody, yeah, they're good, but they're not. They're not he's a class actor. She was a class
He
actress.
commands the scene, right? Like
Yes.
she
So
always commanded the scene.
yeah, and where she's not in it constantly, but when she does, there's oh, the scowl of Downton Abbey went up. Like season 1, every time she's in it, it gives it that moment. So
Mhm.
for him, when he's in the like things, even though he's playing a very kind of call it like a simpleton, but not. But when he's in it, he commands you.
Yeah.
He commands the your attention. So it's good to have him in it. I think they got rid of him too quick. I don't get why they just
Yes, we
phased
could
him
have had
out.
more of him.
Yeah, I don't get. Maybe they like for having him in season 1. Maybe he just like I don't want to be in this. But I think they could have led in to have him at till the end. I don't get like because the end's of dinner. Wait till the dinner. He goes off and goes. Oh, I've got to go to Southampton now and get the
And I'll be
can't remember
gone
ship.
before dinner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't get that. It's like that bit, but his performance is great because he owns it. Some of the other ones, Lady Grantham, I think was unutilized. It just I don't know what it's like. The actress seemed a bit off. I don't like from what she's in, so I don't get that. But everybody else, I thought, played the parts, the little bits you had. I think having Daisy and Carson, the more, whereas previously I so you had the Bates and all that. That's good. It was good to have Barrows back just to see. Oh, look, he's happy and he's like that.
I think he's a good actor as well.
Yeah,
I
but
could have done
mm,
with more of him.
yeah,
I think he holds the scene as well. I
mm,
like Tom. I'm a fan of
yeah,
Tom. I could always
yeah.
have more of him.
You could do like I said, like the guy who plays Guy, he Dominic
Mhm.
West.
Dominic West.
He is everybody probably knows him in the UK for lately. He does I think it's the nationwide banking thing. And he does a bit comic, but he does another comedy one called you've seen Brassic? It's very British.
No, but I know he was
Oh
the Prince of Wales in The Crown. He was
yeah, oh
Charles in The
yeah.
Crown.
He does this very off ball, really funny doctor in this comedy thing. I think it can't remember like it's set in like the North Summer. I can't remember where it's actually supposed like maybe Carlisle. But they're like it's he plays this oddball doctor and he's brilliant in it. But he could I'm not wrong, but they could just do an offshoot and like if they wanted to make it clever, do the Hollywood version of that. Like, why not just like you now have 3 characters? You have the from what I know, is the Noel Coward character. He's quite
Mhm.
interesting in real life, and then you got them 2. It's just like, why not do it? Bring it over and do that.
Private
But
Lives. There you go.
there we go. Yeah, you could literally the run up to that. But I think, as you said, this isn't goodbye to Downton Abbey. I think they played that tagline quite well. I
I think
think
so
this is
too.
goodbye to Lord. I think because if you look at now, this is set in 1930s. I'm going to go back to the picture
It's
of
got to be
just
like 35-ish, 34, 35, because we're
no,
not
this is
getting into
no,
the
no,
heavy
this is
duty.
no, this no, it says 30. It's I looked it up, so it is actually 1930s.
Oh,
But
so
we've
this is
got
very quickly after the crash.
now look at how old would you say George is there? 12, 13, maybe
Yeah,
14.
it
Yeah,
has to be
that
like
kind of.
13, 12.
So what happens? Very 1939. We
Yeah.
got the
Oh,
breakout.
goodness.
Yes.
That would be
So I
dreadful.
think they could be that. I think what they
Yep.
could do is bring this in point into probably have a 5 year.
Yeah, they
Don't do
could.
anything. 5 years. Then you're hitting. You could play it into 1936. Then to like a whole. Maybe do another season. Maybe not a
Mhm.
movie. But you could reboot it, and it's all about George taking over because becoming a man, I suppose, like that, and then taken over Downton, but also then the play into the Second World War.
Mhm.
And
Well,
that would make a better ending, I think, if something, just because, and then really push it into that. I think because that is a very drastic change in the
mhm.
whole development of Europe, and then you can bring, of course, the more American into it if you go later on into a thing. But if you did it like the new generation, I suppose, like that, whatever you want to
You
call it,
could.
the next, they call it the new generation, not the next generation, the new generation.
Still TNG, but you could also
Yeah,
keep that Hollywood tie
yes,
because this is like very meta
mm,
because we know that there are multiple films over the course of history that are filmed at these estates, including Highclere Castle. There are so many films filmed there, and there's like two or three other ones. There's like Brideshead Revisited, that castle. There's um, there's the place where Gosford Park is filmed. There's the place where there's one of the Dickens ones that's filmed there. Northanger Abbey. They're all filmed on these estates, and there's multiple films in the same place
mm,
where Downton was filmed. So you could go totally meta and actually have more of the Hollywood connection because that's another way that these estates made money was to not only just, open the house for tours of the public, which they did in the prior film, but also to rent the house out for weddings and corporate events and films, and you could keep that connection and
mm.
because it's real. That's also what
Yeah.
historically happened as well.
But I think it'd be good, like, because you're gonna get like just branching forward.
Yeah.
Tom is going to be, I would think, be more political.
Yeah.
So you have that kind of, you got that. I would love to have like Tom more involved. His daughter, you got then George, or everybody's starting to grow up, and then of course, the the World War II is coming. So it's a good little insight, especially like the especially like the crossing over to America is quite quicker now. You could actually have them. I know, like, was the last one they
They've
went to
not
the
done
south of
this.
France?
They
They've not gone over.
they've
They
not
could,
gone
yeah,
over. They've
and
they've had characters go
yeah,
over, but they haven't actually filmed
because
over there
it would make sense. Like if you
here.
had Harry and actually wanted Harry, bring him more into it and say we will film it in over there, and we'll do a stint, and then something happens, and then they have to go back. Like like they've opened it up quite well, is because they've left it with not telling, like they've not ended it on a cliffhanger, but they've left it open because nothing drastically happened. It was just a handover. The
I wonder
keys
if
were just
Julian is
handover.
listening to us right now. We have some really good ideas here.
Right now, yeah. So, but yeah, like they could. It would. I would have to say, like, if they did it, it would have to be a little bit bigger budget if you did the Second
Oh,
World War thing,
yeah.
and I think you would have to get into that. But I think the first part you would actually lead into it to quite well. And if they did like another series, I think getting rid of, and they have. If you think of that, they got rid of Lord and Lady Grantham. They got kind of rid of the Bates because the Bates will
They
go with
did.
them. So you got cleared that cast. Now you've got Daisy Parker. You don't really have to have Carson in it, and but Miss Hughes, she could be in it. But you don't like, so the scale of Downton has reduced. cost of
Mhm.
money, cost of actors. They've always kept it contained. Guaranteed the people on the estate are going to love it because they're going to get paid again. But for that, like having seen like the cinema wasn't packed, but we didn't see it on day one, but it still had a good number. They still had a
We
good
did.
number
I mean,
for Downton. So
I went on a weekday, right? So
mm,
there was like 6 people in the theater,
yeah,
but I as I was leaving, there was a line ready to
yeah.
go in. And I went to a theater cafe, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But because you mentioned the budget, it's still a relatively low budget.
Mm.
So the first Downton movie budget was $22 million. The New Era was 40 million, and this one was 50 million. So not a terribly huge budget.
And I wonder how much that went on to their fees because they were like, "Want us back?" That's it. So to get rid of,
Exactly.
and
So
that's
they
it. Yeah,
probably, "Hey,
because all the
you
kids,
need us."
yeah, the
For
kids
sure.
they can all recast if they want to get
Absolutely.
him like that.
Over
So
and
you
over
want to get
again.
him, yeah, oh yeah. So if they want him, the next ones in some of them in their teens, but some in their 20s, yeah, you recast. Yeah, it's easy.
It made 41 million in its opening week. You always wanna make the budget in the opening weekend, so it was a little slightly disappointing worldwide, but it was number 1 in the UK. It was number 3 in the US. It was expected to be number 4 in the US, but a certain writer opened his big mouth and made a lot of people boycott his film. There was a Stephen King film that was largely ignored, and
Yeah.
so Downton Abbey, beat the Stephen King film, which so we'll have to see where this lands in the,
It
in
will
the
make money, but
it will.
it's not gonna make
DVD, it
it's not gonna
will.
be it's not gonna make 200 million. It's gonna be, yeah, people buying the DVD, people still, wanting to go back to Downton. It's gonna be also, the rights sold to Netflix, Paramount, or whoever to get
Oh,
that
yeah.
right. So because the people are gonna watch it. People love, I liked seeing it at the movie, but it still felt like a TV movie. It does. It thing
It
because you
did.
remember the things. I think the way they shoot it, it's still made for sitting around and watching it as a series. But yeah, but I still adored it.
It did, and I was surprised there were, special goodies at the theater cafe. There was the Lady Mary gin. It was gin, rosemary, and lemon, and it was fantastic, and the raspberry or raspberry regalia dessert, which was like a red velvet cake with fresh raspberries and whipped cream and almonds, and it was a very nice time. It really was. It was ridiculously expensive, but what are you going to do? It
Yeah.
is what it is. The ticket was um, because it was a theater cafe. I forget what the ticket was, like 27 or $28, and then the drinks, it all came to $58 for just me to go see this film. But you know what? It was dinner and a drink, and it was, or dessert and a drink, and it was just a nice I needed it. I really needed it. It was
That
fantastic.
Yeah, that's
Well
what I
worth
said. Yeah,
well worth it.
it wasn't like I've as I said, I've started watching Downton from the beginning, and we watched the movie, the previous one as well. So we've wrapped it from a week. Literally, we've binged
Oh,
a lot of it. But like going to the cinema and watching a movie that you just go, oh, that's nice.
yes.
Because and I don't think like unless they ruined it, I didn't feel like I was going to be let down. Let's say that it's going to be, it's going to be Downton. I avoided everything except for we know there was a something to happen in like a controversial moment with Mary. Apart from that, didn't know anything. So it was actually just nice, like going in as well, not having the know-it-alls and say-it-alls already known about in the movie before the movies come out. It was just a nice, easy watch. It did what I expected to do. I came back and
Mhm.
it was smiling. I came out the movie smiling. Was it like an Oscar worthy? No, it's not. Did I
No.
care? No. Did I care
No.
about its faults? No. I just really enjoyed sitting there with my popcorn and just went through the whole thing and loved it. Yeah, it was nice to go out to the cinema and just watch something thoroughly enjoyable. It just was, and that's what cinema going to should be, and it should be if like your TV programs goes to the big screen. Certainly they seem to like that transition, but like it's good. But do I want more? Oh yeah, I do. But
Of
I think
course
this
I
does it,
do.
and it just it makes sense that if if it makes money, then they go, look, our movies still are making money. Give it like, why not keep it going? You know, they can reduce it, and I think there's a Jade's managed to get one of her friends to start Downton. I think it was last week from the start, and they've kind of gone, "Oh, you don't
Nice.
know about Downton? Watch it," and they're absolutely loving it. So yeah, I would not just recommend the movie, I recommend the series. Even if you go,
Yeah.
sorry, if you think it's not for me, it's not. I don't like that kind of period drama thing. It's so well written because it could be set in any era. The upstairs downstairs element does work, but it's the character building in this with the development
It
of
is.
everybody in that, and the people you hate go on, and then just the shock factors, you get emotionally invested. And even the people, when something happens to them and you don't think you're emotionally invested, you get her, or you're as happy as them. It's bloody good TV, and it's a good cinema moment. So yeah, I would Downton, it's got to be in my top 10 literally of all time TV series. It's yeah, it's it's not, yeah, it's not historical, but it's a historical setting, but it
It's
feels
enough.
right.
Yeah.
It feels right.
Yep.
Like you could, there's ones I think we could do it, like, you could pick holes, but this one doesn't go so heavy into, we're going to talk about history, historical
Mhm.
accuracy, and then mess it up. They don't. They just set it in the house, and then they have the history of the world happening with them.
Outside.
Yeah.
It's
So
very
yeah.
self-contained. Yep.
Yes. So I think they've done it well. The writer, I think, yeah, having the mark on it. Yeah, some of it, if you do know history, yeah, it's a bit subtle, it's a bit off the mark. But again, I don't care. I don't care. It could be like, it could have been a little bit harder, but it doesn't need to be. Like, I think where Gosford Park is a little bit more heavy-handed with the upper upstairs, downstairs, but it's a spoiler again, it's kind of a murder mystery. But this, yeah, I think it's ripped off that blatantly, and they've just done it subtly. They've got every cast member I couldn't see changing now, and that's a good
No.
thing. You
No.
actually think like, no, because I'm so like invested with the cast associated with that person. Can you imagine like like Carson? They like Carson isn't Carson.
Never.
No, exactly.
Never.
So that's the great thing about it. Even like I know you said about the Bates, I suppose, like that. Even though you don't like um that arc on their story, but you couldn't see them changing, having a different
No.
actor or actresses playing them, and I think that's great. That's what makes it heartwarming. It makes people drawn to it, and it's just thoroughly good. And I'm going to stop ranting.
It is good.
Andy.
There's not enough good out
Mm,
there. There's not enough good out there, and this definitely is. Well,
mm.
I'm so glad that, that we both kinda came to this decision very rapidly last week.
Hey,
There
we
was no
always
doubt.
moan when Jays has a time off, but this time we were like, "Oh yeah, let's do it." And it was an excuse to go to the cinema, but yeah,
It
it was.
was.
I don't.
It sure
I
was.
couldn't even think of another movie, and that's it. And the worst thing is, I could actually see your face, and you didn't have you didn't have
No, you saw me
camera on,
grinning
and
ear
I
to
was
ear,
like,
I'm
"Yeah,
sure
great,
going,
yeah," and I was like, "Oh." We get a choice, and there was
"Yes,
only one
do it."
choice, and it was Downton Abbey. It was literally, we could have gone anywhere else. Nope, Downton. That's it. And then yeah, and it was
Now
funny. I don't. The thing is, I don't care what anybody thinks. Like, it goes, it's not sci-fi, it's not geeky, it's not whatever. Do you know what? You have your moments, and I know Downton Abbey is not everybody cup of tea or crumpets, but I bloody like it, and I like these kind of things. And I always put my things like everybody's like I like Outlander. And like that, and it'd be like, that's a romantic. It's good. It's good. Just leave it alone. Don't care. And that's
just
the
let
thing.
it
Like,
be.
yeah, just let it be. Like, and I like those ones. You're like, you know what? I'm enjoying myself, and I think that's it with Downton. And everybody I've ever recommended, Downton too, and Jade, they bloody liked it as well. So
Yeah.
there you go. So chat, if you've not seen it, there's your homework. Do it.
Go
I
and
will
see it.
guarantee.
Exceptional writing.
And I
Just
think even like episode 1, you're drawn in. That's what good writing is.
every
Episode
minute.
1.
Yep.
Yeah.
Every
That's
minute
it.
of episode 1, right
Mm.
away, there's a newspaper delivered. And
Yeah.
and you know what it's gonna say because you see the date on the newspaper, and you're like, "Oh, this is gonna jump right into the Titanic story," and it did, and we're carried along history along the way. Now let me ask you a question, James. Do you remember what trailers you saw before the film?
Trailers. Yes. Let me go. Oh, they actually had a lot of just British stuff, to be honest. Like British TV stuff, and then there was. I'm trying to think. No, there was nothing. That's really bad.
Well,
So what did you
interestingly
see?
enough, I was trying to think as well, and I can't remember either. So there wasn't
There was.
anything, I guess, because of the topic of this film, like
Hmm?
they didn't show some of the trailers we had seen, like when we saw Superman, where we had the
Yeah.
trailer for Project Hail Mary and Spinal Tap and some other things coming up. Um, I honest to goodness, the only one I remember is it's Song Sung Blue. It's about some guy who was a Neil Diamond impersonator, and it's supposed to be a true
Oh
story.
no, that's it. You just reminded me. It was the biography of Bruce Springsteen.
Oh, I saw that too. Okay, so 2 things
That
I'm
one,
not interested in are Neil
and
Diamond
then the
and Bruce
one,
Springsteen.
and yeah, we said that. We were like, it's a weird biography to do. It's like,
Mm,
it
I
like
don't like him. I can't stand him. I
okay,
can't stand him.
okay. I understand if you like him, but he's not epic.
Right. Like,
But
what's
he's
the
had
interesting
one,
story here?
yeah. Unless there's a really backstory that nobody's like, but also he's alive, and I was like, that's a bit
And
weird.
then there's that. Yeah.
Yeah, but also there was the Rafe Fiennes one. Who is it? He is.
Oh, which one is that?
I believe he's plays an Austrian German, and it's in the First World War, and it's about
Oh, the
bringing the
singing, the choir.
church choir. Yeah, and I can't remember it is the church choir back
I
together.
think it's called The
Um,
Choir. I didn't have that
there's a
trailer
and
in this
I've
film.
seen, but it was a trailer I saw before, so I
I've
was
seen
like,
it on TV,
okay.
yeah.
And I was like, it looks good, except for a couple of elements. They've kind of ticked the boxes, and I'm like, it's 1914. So that I probably will watch it, but probably not at cinema. It
Yeah.
looked. That's it. Apart from that, it had like a couple of like Netflix TV kind of stuff, and I was like, oh, that's odd. But it was like period things. But yeah, apart from that. Yeah, it wasn't like anything. Oh, I want to see it. The only thing I actually
No.
do want to see if I go back to cinema and I want to do it is the Dwayne Johnson movie. What's it called? What's it? That one? He's the UFC fighter.
Oh, no, I haven't seen that.
Sorry, Dwayne Johnson. What's it
Smashing
called?
Machine?
Smashing Machine. That's it. Now have a look at the trailer. It's looks good, and it looked like Emily Blunt is in it. And yeah, everybody's like, oh, there's a tip that he could be Oscar nominated just because of his performance in it. It looks good. It looks good. But you've not seen Warrior, have you?
No.
And
No, I
you
have
or
not.
Jay, that's on our list, and it's kind of that kind of telling where
Okay.
it's kind of very emotional, but in a fighting setting. I can't believe you've not seen it because it is very
No.
Rocky-esque, I suppose you want to
Oh,
call it. That
no, I'll
kind of
have to look
feeling
it
like
up.
that. Yeah. A Warrior, watch it. You
Okay.
guarantee you'll cry. If I did, you will.
Well, I'm
It's got
looking
a great
ahead. The other one that was getting, some attention, and I had seen the trailer on television, was the Leonardo DiCaprio one, the One Battle After Another.
Yeah, did you actually I don't get that movie. I was like, is it supposed to be serious? Is it supposed to be comedy? I
I
just
don't
was like,
know. It's coming out at the
and
end
I
of
was
this
like,
month.
I didn't get it. So I was like, it's really kind of oddly trailered, and I don't get what I'm supposed to be watching. So I'm probably gonna miss it. I was like, I just don't
Mm,
get what it is. So yeah, probably not mine.
yeah.
But yeah. Mm,
And then,
but
Smashing Machine is October 3rd,
third, yes.
so that's in
So
2 more weeks.
mhm.
And then we've got nothing, 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 a lot of nothing, whole lot of nothing. Edgar
And
Allan
when's
Poe's The Oval Portrait. I don't know how that's
and
gonna
when's
be.
the I always forgot it, the Martian. What's the other one
Oh,
called?
it's
What's it
not
called?
until 2026, not until
Oh, isn't
April.
it? Okay. And then we
Yeah,
have to
Project
make
Venus.
by that time, chat, we have to make Jay like the Martian because I can't believe he didn't.
Oh, yes, and I highly recommend anybody and everybody read all 3 books by Andy
Mm,
Weir: The Martian, Project Hail Mary, and Artemis.
mm.
Read them all. You will love them all.
And
Um,
spoilers for the movie, Sean Bean doesn't die in it.
for a change. Thank goodness. I was worried there for a minute, thought he would have a heart attack or something, but no, he survives. And I like Andy Weir's writing. It is very compact. It mixes the science, but it doesn't go overboard. It's very understandable and it's very believable science. Like The Martian, I can believe that story. I can
Yeah.
totally believe that story. And I thought, what's his name? Matt Damon, I thought he did a great job for a film
Mm.
that is largely a one-person film. He did a tremendous job, and spoilers, Project Hail Mary is gonna be a little bit of the same. It's gonna be a one-person movie for a lot of the film.
Is it
But read
Ryan
the book,
Gosling, isn't it?
It
Is it Ryan
is. I
Gosling?
don't
Yeah,
like
Ryan Gosling.
him, but I'm gonna give him a
Yeah, well,
chance.
yeah, I like I actually when he goes a bit off Hollywood, I actually like those more movies more than when he does Hollywood movies.
Yeah.
So but yeah, we'll have to see. I
We'll
think
see. Give it a fair
yeah,
shot. It
it's
is
what
an
it yeah.
exceptional book.
I say with the trailer, I was intrigued, and that's what I like about when a trailer gives me a feeling, ooh, that's intrigued me. Not
Except
I
they
just
gave
felt
away the most
I've
important part of the book
yeah, yeah,
in
yeah,
the
yeah.
trailer. Why did they give it away?
Yeah,
They could
yeah.
have stopped before the thing happened.
Yeah,
Ah,
it did, yeah. But apart from that, I hate trailers where you feel like you've watched the whole movie or the most
yes,
important bits and you don't have to see it. So yeah.
yes.
So, yeah.
But no,
Uh,
but all good. And no, you haven't seen it all in the trailer. There's still some
no.
really good
I
surprises.
probably will go and see that because I really liked The Martian and I was
Hmm.
oh, I didn't realize they were connected. And then I was like, you know what? I would have liked to seen The Martian at the cinema, and I didn't. But I think it was one that came out and everybody's like, it's good after the event, after the cinema. So
It was
yeah.
really good in the cinema. It was
Mm.
really good in the
Yeah,
I think I
it
saw it in
feels
IMAX.
like it feels like sorry, we're getting off topic a little bit here. That first bit with
We always go off topic.
with the storm,
Yeah.
that feels like cinema. That feels like cinema.
100%, because you're like, "Get back to the ship, get back to the ship," and then everything's blowing around and getting destroyed, and then we
Yeah,
start growing potatoes. Potatoes,
yeah,
potatoes, potatoes. I think most people who saw that film and really liked it probably didn't
yeah.
eat potatoes for at least a few days after seeing that film.
Yeah, I don't trust trailers sometimes. The trailers are really good and the movie just really you know what
Yeah.
I really hate more is I don't know why, and it really pisses me off because it makes the like Hollywood make out the people who are watching it's an advert trailer is an advert dumb is when they tell you the trailer is coming in 10 seconds or 5 seconds or whatever it is. The
Yeah.
trailer's up next, everybody. No shit, because I've clicked the bloody button. Like I hate that. The trailer bit tell you, yeah, you're about to watch the trailer. What is that? That is stupid. But no,
It's
I
Hollywood.
don't get that. It is. I'm like, why do I need to count down? I've just pressed the bloody play button. It's like that. But I do hate. I'd rather have like nothing in a trailer, and then you go, oh, it showed me nothing. I'm excited now, and then
Yeah.
seeing everything. I don't need this one. The trailer was actually quite longer than I thought for this one, but it still didn't show anything. But I hate those when you're like trailers 4 or 5 minutes, and then they
The
do another
Superman
clip.
trailer, that last Superman trailer was horrendous. It was
Yeah.
really long. It told the entire story.
Yeah.
It was terrible. And it
No,
highlighted,
so
like,
yeah.
the wrong things. If you want to attract Superman fans, you've highlighted the wrong things.
Mm,
The more
yeah,
I
I
think
just
about
got
that film, you know, I think I told you I gave it a low score, and then I gave it a little bit of a higher score, and now I've given it a lower like, we're gonna have to revisit
yeah,
some
I'm gonna
films.
think 'cause it's coming it's coming to well, it's out on TV now,
It's
isn't it?
out
It's
it's out
like
now.
it's yeah, so
Yeah,
I'd probably watch it again
I
just to have
might.
another feeling to it, but I probably got other stuff to watch before it because it was just yeah, like that. I watched Superman 2. the other day, and we had it on, and we had a conversation about it because it was a bloody good movie, and that's it. And I was like, that movie has no conversations at point on it except for
No.
what is the dog doing?
Except,
That
yeah,
is it.
exactly. Get rid of the stupid dog. Yep.
Yeah, but yeah, apart from that, I don't know. We've had some things. There's a couple of things I want to watch, but like, it's again, if you don't, the worst thing I'm going to say, if you don't go to the cinema and you forget, oh, that movie's coming out, I forgot it was there. Like, next minute, it's out on TV, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I'll just watch on TV now. It's like, okay, that's it.
Didn't
But
miss
like, yeah,
anything.
even like sometimes like the billboards, like you go through the cinema, there was absolutely nothing. There was something called
Yeah.
it's like something Black Death or something, like 2, and I was like, I've never heard of it, number 1 or something like that, and I was like, never heard of it, and I was like, what is that? Yeah, there was nothing really billboard interesting. The only thing they were doing Halloween specials of like every all the old movies, and I was like, you know what, it'd be actually good to see like like
That would be
was it
fun.
like something old but like that. But Jade would never go to she hates horror movies and like that. She wouldn't watch Halloween in
I'm
cinema, I
not a big
guarantee.
fan either. I
No,
like
but
scary, suspenseful, like the old 50s and 60s films, but I don't like
oh,
horror.
hey,
No.
no, if it's you're gonna be scared, why am I watching it kind of moment. So it's like that. So yeah, it's
I can't even
it's
remember if there were any ads, like posters up, because the place I went doesn't really have posters. You go up the escalator and then you're in the theater cafe. I think it was like, well, there's a Hamilton is kind of playing in the theaters now, and I think that was it. And then this theater also plays the old film. So this is where you would go for those, 25th anniversaries and 30th anniversaries. Um, so I'd have to see. It's kind of a
I like
hike.
this because, sorry, I'm going to stop
Yeah.
because though we film club always have a link, Daryl, you just got us a link to the Seventh Seal. Exorcist.
Mm-hmm.
The main
Our
character.
father, what's his name? Father.
Oh,
I always get this wrong. It's not Karras. Marin. Father Marin
yeah,
is
Seventh Seal. There you go.
our guy.
We always have a link. I don't think we
Yeah.
actually have a link with Downton Abbey to anything, except for if we got Gosford Park.
Let's see. We don't have any Maggie. We don't have any Hugh. I saw Hugh Bonneville live about a month ago in Uncle Vanya here at the Shakespeare Theater. It's not a Shakespeare play, but got to see him live. He was amazing. He obviously carried the entire cast.
Oh, he comes from theatre. You can tell he
Oh
comes from
yeah.
theatre. That whole cast is like, no, we need theatre people to bring that across. It's it's
He can do
it's
everything. He does comedy really well, like that
Mm.
goofy television show 2012 about the Olympics. He's the guy in charge of planning the 2012 Olympics. It's called 2012.
I've never seen it.
It is him,
Oh, I like it.
Olivia Colman, because she's in everything, everywhere.
I don't think
you'd
ever
recognize a bunch of the comic actors in that, but it's just
Is it just called 2012?
just called 2012. It's just the entire debacle of planning the 2012 Olympics, and it's hilarious.
It's not coming up.
We have the director of sustainment and the director of mobility and the director of transportation, and they're all at odds with each other. And maybe it's called something else over there. If you look up Hugh Bonneville.
Yeah. Actually quite intrigued now. I should.
And then it had a sequel because he did so well in the 2012 Olympics. He was put in charge of the BBC, and that was called W1A. So that was the sequel to 2012.
Oh, it's like how much weight he's like. If that's a modern picture, he's lost a lot of weight lately. What was it called?
It was good fun. Maybe it's not okay. Bonneville.
When was it? When would it have been out?
Okay, I'm gonna guess
after 2012.
After 2012.
No.
Jessica Hines.
Oh no, it's actually called 2012, but spelt 2012,
spelled out 2012.
There you
yeah,
go.
But look how young he is. It was in 2011. So it was in 2011. It was before the Olympics.
Oh, he does. Yeah, he looks like the British TV person we
Hmm.
know. Okay, I'm gonna actually
They
have
were
a look
just
at that.
totally
Yeah.
hapless, and
Mm.
it was they were making fun of themselves, which it was.
Well, it had
And
to.
by the
That
way,
was.
the 2012 Olympics was the best Olympics ever, at least for me watching on television. It was what a great year for the Brits. It was like the Queen's
I did like it because we were
60th.
where we used to be, where we used to live, they were all around there because of
Oh,
Hampton Court
neat.
Palace. So we had all the racing, and the loads of other stuff, and it was just like coming out there, and it was quite funny. And I just used a bit like take the piss because they had all the military doing some of the things, and they didn't know what the fuck they were doing. And I, because ex-military, just going up to them and like talking to them, and then them realizing you're talking military talk to me, but you're in civvy clothes, and they would freak out, like, because you would just go up to a private who would like be really naive. I'm like, I'm in you, just
Oh,
go
that's
around it
funny.
like that, and it would just be funny. But yeah, it was a great one like that. But whatever anybody does, how much money anybody spends on the Olympics, nobody's ever going to beat the James Bond moment with Her Majesty
You're
Queen
never,
Elizabeth II.
ever going to beat that. As well as the entire, the one, like I always like the torch run. Now, the one in
Mm.
Barcelona, Spain, where the guy shot the arrow to light the torch, that was
Yeah,
amazing, right? But no, you can't, you can't beat that with the Queen.
no,
You can't. What,
that's it.
what a great woman. I
No, it's
miss
like
that
that one's
woman.
like Barcelona. We have Freddie Mercury doing Barcelona.
Oh,
Great.
yeah.
That was great. But yeah, that moment when you've like they're gonna have a standing, and then she turns around, on her seat, and then like you're like, ha, just right, like literally. I think every Brit in the world just went, mic drop.
Well, and
Done
so the
you.
entire opening ceremony, let's see, who was supposed, you'll have to look this up, chat. The entire opening ceremony, Ken Branagh was the
Mm,
backup. And he was only called a few days ahead because whoever it was who was supposed to be the the master of ceremonies, it was like Isambard Kingdom Brunel costume,
mm.
was very sick and had to back out at the last minute. And Ken Branagh just stepped up and memorized all his lines, and that opening ceremony and the closing ceremony, they were really good. They were really good.
They had every British actor near enough in that he was somebody that you would instantly recognizable on the global stage as well, didn't they? So yeah, they literally, and then how they did it, I thought was very, very clever. I thought it was
It was
yeah,
Danny
very,
Boyle put that together.
yes, yeah,
I'm
it was
looking it up.
very
Who was
good.
the original MC? Uh,
You can say Ali G or something.
no, let's see. Who was supposed to be, or I'll just say this: who did Ken Branagh, because he's just amazing, replace in the 2012 Olympic opening ceremonies?
While she looked
Mark
that,
Rylance. It was
okay,
supposed to be Mark Rylance, and it was to a death in the immediate family. Oh my gosh!
yeah.
Just a week and a half before, um, Ken Branagh, Danny Boyle called Ken Branagh, begged him. Of course, Branagh said yes, of course. Um, and as part of the ceremony, interwove speeches from Shakespeare that Ken Branagh already knew because he's such a Shakespearean. But in a matter of like 10 days, he stepped in to do that entire opening ceremony. Unbelievable. And Mark Rylance is awesome too, but
Well,
wow.
but it's over to you guys and the Mexicans and the Canadians next year. See how
God
that goes with
bless.
the FIFA World Cup, and
Oh God, the World
everybody
Cup.
and the everybody in who's a football fan is already pissed off because you're having a halftime show for the World Cup final, and it's never
Oh,
happened ever before. And
well, we do halftime shows here.
yeah,
That's a thing.
we don't. We don't. 15-minute break. What is going on? And everybody's kicked off and going, what? And like that. It's
It's
like,
for the
yeah,
sponsors. It's the
it
halftime
is.
show sponsored
And
by,
that's it.
it's usually Pepsi or Doritos or
Yeah. So everybody's like, nope. And so that's it. So that's only, I think it's going to be pissing people off. But I think, yeah. So like, I remember 1994, wasn't it? Last time you had
94.
four.
Yep.
And
Hmm.
the UK, it was like England, well, the whole of UK. So
We weren't
for
even in it.
no, yeah, USA was 94. You were in it. Yeah,
We were
you
in the
got knocked
Women's
out.
World Cup. Were we in that World
Yeah,
Cup?
94. Yeah, because you wear
Okay.
this weird. You wore this like it had a football. The shirt had it was blue stripes with the football that came over like a star and a football like that
Oh,
was the
geez.
emblem. It was awful, but you got
I'm
knocked out.
embarrassed.
You didn't get it through even to
No,
the what's name thing, but you won't do this year. It's like that. So
no,
like Canada, Mexico, and America, like you got a freebie to a tournament you wouldn't even qualify for. So
nope.
it's going to be interesting. But it's first thing because 94, England, Scotland, and Wales, the whole of and Northern Ireland, did not qualify. It was only the Republic of Ireland that qualified
Oh,
on
really?
that.
Oh my
So
gosh.
that and they one thing. So this year,
That's crazy.
England definitely going to qualify. We're so far ahead. Scotland's got an outside chance, but probably not. Republic probably not. So it's going to be interesting to have that because I know when it did kick off, because of having the English out there, they didn't make as much money because the English were there. And like that, if you don't have the Scots and English there, and only one part of Ireland, you're not going to sell that much booze. I'm
They're
guessing.
not
So
gonna
it's
spend the
gonna,
money
yeah.
exactly. They're not gonna spend the money on the beer.
So that's it. So this year, the next year, I think it's going to be a good tournament. I just hope it's not overly commercialized.
It
Let's say
will
that
be.
way.
It
And
will
I
be
think
dreadful.
yeah, and as I say, it's again, it's what we had the football club World Cup, what nobody gave a crap about, and they
No,
were trying to promote that. And it's again, I hate to say it, like it's not the number one sport in like America, and why
it's
they
not even the number 10 sport. I mean, it's probably the number
yeah,
6 sport.
and I
You know,
think
you
you
got your
got yeah,
football,
they do.
baseball, hockey,
Yeah.
basketball.
Yeah, and it's the number one sport in the world. And why they don't do like Mexico night 86 again? Just go, sorry. Like Mexico City's got one game at the moment, and then it's Vancouver, I believe. And then
Mhm.
all the rest is like, yeah, East Coast, West Coast. That's it. So like that, I think it's like Chicago's probably got a couple, and that is it. And everybody's like, that's a long traveling if you've got a game in Mexico City and then you've got to go to New York City and then
Well,
to
that's the
Vancouver.
thing. Everybody has this, what I call like nation dystopia or nation distortion. And
Mm,
I think I'm going to say that it's a psychological proven condition that you always assume that the scale of the country you're in is the same as the scale of the country you come from. So I think
yeah.
people think that they can easily get from Miami to Seattle. That would be the nightmare. So the cities are Atlanta, Boston, Dallas, Houston, Kansas City, Los Angeles, Miami, New York, Philadelphia, San Francisco, and Seattle. So Washington, Baltimore did not win. We did bid, but Washington, Baltimore did not get a host spot, but Philadelphia did. So for me, I don't know. I doubt we'll try to go, but that would be the closest. But get from Miami to Seattle, that's an all day.
Mm.
That's dreadful. And 3 time zones. So, yeah.
Yeah, like, and I don't get why it's in three different countries. I like make it one bloody country. It's like that. It's yeah,
Yeah, we've
it's
got enough space here,
yeah, it's
but
just making the host as I do. Yeah, it's
we've got enough space, but there are more football is a more popular sport in Mexico and Canada, I'm sure, than it is here. I'm sure it's a little
yeah.
farther up on the
Well,
list than it
Mexico,
is
yeah,
here.
the Mexicans, yeah, it's their number one sport. Canada, it's probably ice hockey first, probably then like some
Hockey,
skiing
then
event.
American
Yeah,
football, then football. So maybe it's number
yeah,
3 or 4, but like here,
yeah,
it's gotta be
maybe,
6 or 7. I mean,
yeah,
and we've got all the
it's.
college sports. You know, you've gotta
Mm.
think like today is Saturday. Everybody's watching college
Mhm.
football or at a
And
game.
are you gonna spend like $200 to see as you call it, a soccer match?
No,
You're probably not. Like
no.
I would watch, I don't know, Uruguay versus Finland. I would
Yeah,
love that. But like, would an average American go and watch that
no.
match? Probably not. That's it. Like, it's not. Yeah, if the USA aren't playing, like, probably not go and watch it. But yeah, it's like the
They'd go to see
Latina.
Germany.
Yeah,
They'd go to see maybe some of the
Brazil.
South
Yeah,
Americans, Brazil,
yeah.
Argentina.
Mm,
Yeah, they'd go to see some of those, but that's it.
mm.
Maybe a few of the, um, what's the oh, please, I'm so sorry, I feel rude right now. The orange team. The Netherlands,
Netherlands.
like,
Yeah.
there are some of those that are fans here. And Italy, I'm sure a lot of
Mm.
folks would, go to see Italy, but
But it depends if Italy that aren't in East
right,
like they're playing
like,
in the
no one's
West, they're
gonna
probably
travel
gonna
across country. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So like if the Irish actually a thing, you want them in Boston, like
Oh
you like
god,
really
yeah.
make sure that you make sure certain teams will be in certain areas. Like it would make
Yeah.
sense. Like the Latin American teams, you want in Miami, really?
Miami, Houston, yep.
Yeah. So it's
Depends,
you
like,
have
if
to do.
there's a good group of death, like,
Mm,
people would go to see that, if
yeah.
there's a group that has all the, really,
Mm.
really
But the
hot
worst
teams.
is that like it happens in like every country. If Mexico probably won't get through the group stages.
No, they
Canada
won't.
definitely won't. America won't, and
Nope,
then the interest dies, and that's it. It happens in
100%.
everything. As soon as one of the host team gets out, yeah, it's like it happens. It just dies. But I think it's a bad idea. I think most people do, but the money talks. Advertisement talks. It's like we have now. We are scheduling across like Europe. It's like, was it like a Liga game was playing at midnight, and I was like, what is going on? And it was all to get the US market, and I was like,
Oh, okay.
they're playing at midnight. They
Yeah.
started at midnight, and I was like, you're ending like at 2 o'clock in the morning. Like when you get home, you can't expect your kids. I want to take you to a football
No.
match, and then you're traveling home at 2 o'clock in the morning. It's like that's not right. I don't think it's like that to hit that market, but that happens in like sorry about that. It's in the Saudi league every good night, but they play during the night. They actually they've been
Is
told
it
to
because of the
not.
heat? Do they have
No,
to?
they know because of well, they say that, but all of them got aircon, so they're all like enclosed. So they've all got aircon. They're all
Oh,
cool
goodness.
stadiums, but they do it. They tell the European players, you live on European time, so you train European time. You do that because their timing is so backwards.
Hmm.
It's like nobody wants to, watch the team. They want to watch it at prime time. So it's all to hit that, the Asian market that way. So it's early in the morning and the American market, in the afternoon. So, but nobody cares. Nobody watches it. So it doesn't really
No, but you all
matter.
will get American football in a couple of weeks. So you're going to get the Minnesota Vikings versus the Cleveland Browns at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on October 5th. And then you're going to get the Denver Broncos versus the New York Jets on the 12th. And then at Wembley, you're going to get the Rams versus the Jaguars. There's always a Jaguars game. They're like
Can't
really the
go. There's no
official game of
Ravens.
London. There's no Ravens this year. No, no Ravens this year.
You know what?
So
I did the thing is they do it there. And I know a couple of people who are British that go and Europeans that go.
are they
But they
bored?
every time they go, they just say it's full of Americans.
Yeah.
So it's just Americans it's the Americans over in Europe. They just like that. It's like it's a small world. But yeah, I hate to say it. It's like when we say soccer. I'm gonna have to call it because soccer is the biggest sport in the world, and it's not broke America, and they always trying to break it. Always tried it back in the 60s, never did it, blah, blah, and they're trying to really push hard now. And American football, that even happened in the 90s, they were bringing it over. They were trying to do this mass thing, especially when the Chicago Bulls broke Europe with like Michael Jordan and all
Mm-hmm.
that. They tried to do that with American football. Nobody gives a crap.
It's too
It's like
slow.
nobody. Yeah,
It's too slow. There are too many breaks in the action. You run for
yeah.
30 seconds, not even 30. You might run for 4 seconds and then everybody resets again and then there's a commercial break and,
Mm.
when something really does happen, it's amazing and awesome and it's tons of strategy. I mean, football is all about strategy. Um, but yeah, there's no action. There's
But that's it,
not a
like,
lot of
yeah,
action.
that's what I said, like, that is, like, it's
So I like
break,
hockey.
break, break, and then you got, like, thing and then ice hockey is constant, and I like that, except for when you
Yeah.
do have the commercial breaks, it breaks up for, like, 4 minutes or whatever, that's fine. And then baseball now, I like, every
Oh
time
my
I
God.
ever do switch over, it's just watching the umpires make a mistake, and that's it. It's just like they think they're bigger than the actual players, and it's just like that's a bit drawn out. That's never gonna pick up, like, Japan is probably the next country to do it, and that's
Thank
it,
goodness
like
for Japan. I mean, thank goodness because that keeps baseball alive around the world. I mean,
mm,
seriously, it's
mm.
and South America too. Um, Baseball's just gotten bored. I love baseball. I do love it. It is just an all-day event if you go to a game, and that's hard to do. It's
Yeah,
really hard
and
to
if you
do.
want to watch a baseball movie, you have to watch. What's it? The Natural.
A League of Their Own and
No,
8 Men Out. I
Natural.
don't like The Natural. I don't like The
Yeah, but
Natural.
who was in it?
Robert Redford.
Robert Redford. So we have to promote him as he passed away. Yeah, was
It's
it
okay. No,
on?
it's a good. Yes,
It's
correct.
okay.
But
It's okay. It's
I
good.
don't
If I have the ones,
wonder
I
that.
actually the Japanese one, Mr. Baseball. I think that's funny.
Oh
Mr.
my gosh,
Baseball.
I forgot all about that.
Mr. Baseball is
Forgot
actually
all
quite
about
good
that's
with
funny.
what's his name? Oh, what's his name with a tash?
Tom
Um,
Selleck.
Tom Selleck, that's it. They're
Yeah.
actually quite good. And I always think if you want to watch good baseball movies and have a bit of a smile, it's Major League and Mr. Baseball. I think they're still two of the best ones, except for you want to go serious and like 8 Men Out. And
I'm
the other
in
ones,
I'm in Major League 2, by the way.
I know you told me.
I'm in the stands because it was
We
filmed at
understand.
Camden Yards. I'm in
I
the
do like
stands
that.
somewhere.
Wow, thing.
Yeah.
That's
Wesley Snipes. Ding ding ding.
that's
Get our
that's it.
Wesley
And
Snipes.
Tom Berenger.
Tom Berenger.
Yeah. So that's yeah. We have to. I don't know if is that on our list. That I like that. If that a comedy, I would sports or comedy. That on my pick.
Major
I
League.
might
I
throw
don't know if it's on
throw
our
it in.
list.
I
Maybe we
like
need
it. I do like
might
it.
need
And
to
like
talk about that one.
the silly thing, like they take if you win, we take a bit off. Like
Mhm.
of the owner. It's just like, oh, it
Is
is
that
good.
Michael? It's Michael Clark Duncan too. The
Yes.
big guy that's Michael Clark
Yeah.
Oh, he died too young too. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I mean,
But
Robert
that is
Redford lived a nice long life, but Michael Clark
89
Duncan.
though. Yeah. I was surprised at that because there was no insight of that he was ill at all. So yeah, he just passed away, I think, didn't he? Just there was
Yeah.
happens to us all. Good innings though. Good
Now I'm
innings.
reading a
I'm happy.
book. It's actually it was an article, so it's quite short. It was a short story, Casualties of War.
Oh, was
Um,
it? Okay.
so
Yeah.
it's only 2 hours on an audiobook. So I'm about 20 minutes in. I'm not too far in.
And then we've got
Catch Me If You
Catch Me
Can.
If You Can. Is that a book? Because it's a biography, I'm guessing.
I don't think so. I'll have to look. I don't.
Because it is the guy, isn't it? It's based on a true story. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, but yeah, guys, that is the next one.
Oh, yes, it is a
Michael.
book.
There you go. Must be short. Must be a short biography. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Excellent. Okay.
there we go.
My
But we
kids
got
love this movie. My kids
yeah. It's
love
okay.
that film.
It's good. But yeah, Casualties of War. But you both not seen? Is that right? Or have you
No,
seen
I've
it?
not.
No.
And
So
I don't
you and
think
Jay,
Jay
yeah.
did either. Yeah, so no, haven't
Jay,
seen
yeah,
it.
Jay's that. But it's another. I keep on getting the Vietnam picks, don't I? The
This is our
non-American
third Vietnam film? I think we've had
Platoon.
Platoon, Tigerland,
Oh yes, yeah,
Casualties
Tigerland.
of
Yes,
War.
one of my yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and all mine. So I've got the Vietnam era. So that's it. So
And I put Full Metal Jacket on there, so we might have a fourth one at some point.
I just pick all the Vietnam movies. That's it. That's it. I actually, yeah, got a couple of other ones. That's the thing.
We had
I need
Instincts,
to do what
Bismarck.
Jay did. I need to do what Jay did. And I think it was a good idea. You know, like the list that we did, which is your pick. It's actually, this is what I want to watch. This is my pick. Because I was like, the other day, I was like, but if that came out, would I pick this and would I pick that? Oh, what about that? I just confused myself. So I think I need to get a set list and have it ready. I think that's a good idea from Jay to actually do that. Because yeah, it's so I did what Demolition Man. That was mine. Was it? And
That was good.
Twilight. And Twilight. That wasn't good.
That was not good.
I'm just waiting for your two when you get the I hate it. I hate it.
You know what mine is. You know what mine is.
Do I?
Yeah, I've mentioned it at least twice today.
Braveheart?
Titanic.
Oh, Titanic. Oh god, yeah. Okay, yeah.
I'm sorry. I've said the words today. Reference Downton Abbey.
Can I watch the wrong Titanic? Can I
Nope.
watch? Was it called?
You can't watch A Night to
Raisin?
Remember is actually really good. That one is good.
And then was it Raisin of the Titanic? Was kind of a weird bio documentary movie. It's from the 80s and
I didn't see that.
90s. It's not good, but it's still better than Titanic.
Sorry, I hate
What
it.
we might do, you never know, because we might get two in a row. Leonardo DiCaprio. movies. So there we go. That'll be it. But everybody, I hope you've enjoyed our little, it's mine and Sandy's love and our geek off. And we don't care. We aren't impartial. We
don't
don't care. We love a bit of Downton. And I literally go watch it, because I think most people will watch it unless you're
Give it a
evil,
chance.
vindictive, and nasty people. But next week's homework, yes, Michael J. Fox, looking young, in Casualties of War. So it's a yeah. So going out, it's a good movie. Come on, it's a good movie. It's literally a bit of Vietnam War, very hard hitting in places. Gonna warn you. And then we have a kind of courtroom, so it's based into. But everybody, hope you've enjoyed our little review, our spoiler review of Downton Abbey, the grand finale that we both think, Sandy, we both think that is not the end. So
it's not the end. It can't
be. Not the end. It can't be the end. But everybody, have a great one. Have a great rest of the weekend. Sandy, have you got anything coming up?
Nope. Just out wandering, as I often do, completely unplanned, and catching up on 100 other things to do.
That's nice. I'm going to go probably do the non-sandbox of that town and city, as we did the first one. That's it. So that game's it. Just the music is great. I love it.
Oh, so when you say, I'm sorry, when you say the non-sandbox, so you started doing a
sandbox
beta? Oh, okay.
No. That you pick it. You got sandbox, so you do pick away your things. So you got the straight away. You can play the standard. I went into the hard mode. So I did that. Went back. So I'm going to play what you're supposed to play straight away. But I think I'm going to do all 5 variations. But I
didn't notice that. I just jumped into the game. Whatever it said, I just jumped.
Oh, what was the sorry, we're going to geek out right moment.
Now
what was the land like? What was the land like?
Looked just like yours.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
It looked just like yours. So I'm in Bellevue, is my little town.
Yes, that's what mine was called.
Maybe
they just randomly pick it then. Maybe the sandboxes are just random, because there's one that's flat, one that's lakey, and there's something else. But yeah.
Oh, okay. Now, do you have to click when you're farming? Is your farm in a different area? Like you have to click the map to get to the farms?
I just walk. I just go over.
Nope. Okay, so this is what's different. So my town, Bellevue, to get to the farming area, I have to click on the map and pick another city. It's actually another city where you do the farming, where I'm at.
There you go. So that must be what's different.
It's real mellow. I picked it for the music. I saw your one of your streams, and I just like the music.
Oh, it's so calming. It's
really $21 here. It's like $20.99. Yeah, you know.
It's good. It's just it's enjoyable. It's just chilled. It's literally a nice little game. So I was like, oh, I haven't played one of these for a while. I'll give it a go, and I actually really enjoyed it, and I will probably play it again. It's good, and but we have to do that next week.
Good.
Everybody, have a great one. If you want to know, I'm just doing a roast chicken dinner for tomorrow. There we go. Because Dan at the moment, Mr. Pork Chop, keeps on asking me what I'm having for dinner. So there you go. Just in case he ever pops in.
Sounds great.
But everybody, have a great one, and we'll see you next week for the next film club. If not, sub to Sandy. Sub to Jay's not here, but he will enjoy it. And the links are always in the description. Have a great one, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.
Bye.